My name, of course, is William Taylor. Later on in the broadcast, our friend Al Carter will be stopping by for a few moments. But once again, this will basically be a solo job tonight, so hopefully I don't lose my voice along the way, and you'll be engaged to a lot of exciting football action. We just had the coin toss on the field, and it does appear Assumption will receive to start the first half. This is ought to be a very exciting contest, to say the least, as the team captains now shake hands in the middle of the field right across the big end here at Manning Field at John L. Guidry Stadium. 5 officials on tap for tonight, so this ought to be a very interesting contest, to say the least. If you were listening to us earlier during Ken Trahan's preview show, which, of course, KTIB is part of the statewide network on that, the main interesting concept to look for tonight is with Assumption not to make a mistake, which they did last week, and that was the old turnover situation, which unfortunately caused them to lose to Edie White by 23-0. Vandebilt last week had a 17-point lead over St. Charles Catholic halfway through their contest, only to see St. Charles come back and win that contest 24-17. So it's going to be interesting to see how the skilled players on Assumption's offense deals with this Vanderbilt defense. Is going to try to prevent any kind of rally in this contest. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, as Vanderbilt is ready to kick off from their own 40-yard line. They're setting the tee in place and about ready to go. And I tell you what, folks, this is a very nice venue. This is my first time broadcasting from the press box here at Nicholls State University. And some great angles and sight lines, to say the least, and remarkable field, of course, with this field turf base. All right, now we're getting ready for the kickoff. Vanderbilt's going to be sitting at downfield. Assumption has 2 setbacks ready for the ball. And now we are underway. The ball sails downfield. It'll be caught at the 3, taking it to the 5, to the 10, the 15, to 20. And a massive defender stop him right there, and they're going to halt his forward progress at the 20-yard line. 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for Assumption as they finish getting the players undone. And Assumption's offense getting ready to take the field. Sean Preston now giving them the last-minute instructions before they head on out. Vanderbilt's defense is already getting set as they spread out of their huddle. So here we go. Assumption comes out on the field, ready for the opening play as the official puts the play clock in motion. All right, here we go. Shotgun formation, 1 set back to the right, 2 receivers right, one farther to right, and 1 receiver to the near left side. As they're taking the signals, and we're waiting for the snap, looking to the right, looking to the left before the snap. Now the receiver goes in motion. Bubble football at the 15. Assumption falls, the quarterback falls right back on it, so that'll be a loss of 5 yards on the play. Now 2nd down and 15 for Assumption as the clock has 11:42 and counting here in the first quarter. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, that's a heck of a way to start off a contest. We mentioned to you just a few moments ago, Assumption noted themselves, Coach Preston did in the paper, that turnovers was the tedious situation they had to overcome last week in their contest, and now the official puts a halt to the play. And he's waving up here at the scorekeeper's box. So we're waiting to see what's going on as Sean Preston questions the official as well. We're holding the clock now at 11:29 here in the first quarter. The official goes back out. And now he's going to talk to the quarterback, and there could be some issues with the delay of game clock, the play clock in this situation. So here we go. They're ready, and now it's in play again. All right, here we go. Shotgun formation again, 1 set back to the right, 2 receivers right, 1 to the near left side. Quarterback looking over to his right, to his left. Receiver goes in motion to the right, takes it a snap, and we have a flag down. The official halts the play, and let's see if we have a dead ball foul, which we do. False start on the offense. So Assumption's going to get another 5 yards tacked in the negative direction, and now it's going to be 2nd down and 20 for the Mustangs at the 11:17 mark of the first quarter. I apologize if it sounds a little quiet. We have sealed-in booths up here, so we can't get the crowd noise too well. So we'll try to compensate for it best we can. This time, quarterback under center. 1 back directly behind him. 1 receiver in motion, left to right. Quarterback hands it off to the right side, to the 10, to the 15. Cuts it outside to the 20, to the 25, to the 30-yard line, and stopped down at the 32-yard line. Beautiful, sneaky, almost modified version of a trap there. And he gets it 1st down and 10 all the way to the 32-yard line. Assumption's really not wasting any time. Basically almost a no-huddle offense here, as one receiver now is going to line up to the far left side. And the quarterback is getting a signal from the sideline. Now they'll get under center, and now is backing off into the shotgun formation. One receiver to the near left side, one far left, one to the near right. One running back set to the right side. Now the right receiver in motion. Hands off, straight to the left side. They dive for virtually no gain on the play, so now it will be 2nd down and 10 for Assumption at their own 32-yard line. I tell you what, that's one thing about this Assumption team so far. They are basically just, huddles don't even exist in their mind right now, getting every signal from the sideline. And here we go. This time they'll back up in shotgun as they continuously adjust, folks, so it's going to be a little confusing from time to time. Shotgun formation, one back set to the right, one near side receiver to the right, two receivers to the left. Now one receiver in motion left. Fakes the handoff, and now we have a dead ball foul once again. At the 9:58 mark of the first quarter, dead ball foul, another false start against Assumption. And that'll make it a 2nd down and 15 situation, backed up to their own 27. All right, so 2nd down and 15 for Assumption as they get set once again. One receiver far left, one receiver near left, and another receiver to the near right. Quarterback this time will be under center. One back straight behind him. Looking to the right, to the left, waiting for the snap. One receiver in motion to right. Fakes the handoff. Passes over the middle of the 35, the 40, the 45. Down to the 48-yard line of Assumption. Fake the handoff. Quarterback turns around, rolls almost immediately, catches his tight end right over the middle for a 1st down, number 86. And they move the chains. 1st and 10 for Assumption at their own 48-yard line. By the way, folks, the field out here tonight is in excellent condition. You never know about all the rain we had this week. Holding up real well at the 9:35 mark and counting in the first quarter. Once again, the play clocks are not active. They're being kept by the referee. All right, quarterback looks over to the sideline. Will now get under center. Two receivers right, two receivers left, one back straight behind. Waiting for the snap as one receiver rolls out left to right. Pitch back to the 45. Crosses to the 50, to the 45, and he's down at the 43-yard line of Vandebilt. He'll be about a yard short of the 1st down on the play. And it looks like they're going to spot it 2nd down and 1.5. 2nd down and 1.5 now for Assumption. Quarterback looking over to the sidelines to the play. They're keeping the 4 receiver set in place, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. One back is going to line up straight behind the quarterback, number 16. And he's still waiting for the play to come in. Official continues to tell him what the play clock time is. Now back under center, waiting for the snap. And this time quarterback goes straight on a sneak, and it's going to be very close for the 1st down. As they unpile the situation right there, unpile the pile up, for lack of a better word. They're looking it over to decide whether or not they're going to ask for a measurement, and yes, they will. At the 8:16 mark in the first quarter, as they come over, as we'll keep it right here as we wait for the measurement to occur. Well, once again, Assumption's offense has definitely been very quick. No traditional huddles. Every play is coming from the sidelines. What they basically do is they have an assistant coach wearing white gloves and a darker shirt. Most of the coaches on the Assumption staff are wearing red. The offensive play caller wears black with white gloves to stand out a little more from the rest of the team, almost similar to the way Jerry Glanville used to do things with the Atlanta Falcons in the late 80s and early 90s. And they're calling all the plays. All the plays are signaling from the sidelines, which keeps a much more rhythmic offense, not having to worry about the huddle situation. The game clock now is rolling, 8:13 and counting left in the first quarter, as they break the huddle from the extended timeout for the measurement. This time, the quarter, it'll be an I formation with 2 backs, 2 receivers, but basically far left. Quarterback will get under center. Now the coaches are giving them a different play. That's once again they're checking off. Looking right, looking left, and now quarterback under center for the snap. And guess what, folks? Another whistle and another penalty flag. This time they're calling delay a game on the Assumption offense. So 3 penalties already on the opening drive of this contest, so they're going to mark it back to the Vanderbilt 47-yard line And if I do my math real quick, that would be a first down and 15 situation now for Assumption with 7:47 left in the first quarter. All right, they're going back to I formation with two receivers to the left. Now the tight end shifts from the left side over to the right. Quarterback checking off with his backs. Now getting under center, waiting for the snap. Hands off to the left side, cuts it to near the line of scrimmage, and stuffed. It looks like the officials are going to probably give him about a 2-yard loss on the play. Assumption handed off towards the left side, and now it's going to end up in a second down situation in 17. Second down and 17 for Assumption. Once again, not wasting any time with any huddles. 7:23 and counting in the first quarter. As now new receivers come into the game, we're lining up with two receivers to the right, one near, one far. Two receivers to the left. One back in the backfield offset to the right. As quarterback's now in shotgun formation waiting for the snap. Takes a high snap, looks to the right side for number 21. In and out of his hands, a little bit of a high pass and incomplete. Incomplete pass, so now it's going to make it third down. And if I do my math correctly, about 17 yards to go for the first down for Assumption. 3 penalties so far in this opening drive. As number 5 now comes in for Assumption. They steadily rotating players on almost every drive now. On every play, Two receivers to the left and two receivers to the right. One back lining straight up behind the quarterback. As we're waiting for the snap, quarterback under center. Looking to the left, looking to the right, waiting for the snap. Number 4 goes in motion. Handoff, double reverse. Receiver gets caught way behind the line of scrimmage, and they're stuffed all the way back to the 42-yard line. Tremendous pressure by Vanderbilt's defense that time, and now it's going to be a fourth down punting situation for Assumption. Once again, they're back beyond the 50 to the 40, their own 41, and now they're spotting it at the 40. So that's going to mean on this punting situation, Assumption has about a fourth down and 27. Tremendous pressure by the Vanderbilt defense that time with 6:28 and counting left in the first quarter. All right, Assumption back to punt. There's the snap from the 28. Penalty flag downfield as the ball spirals a bit to the 32 of Vanderbilt, and the receiver is met right away, and they're holding it right there at the 30, but we got to see what this penalty flag is to see whether or not they're going to repunt, or will this be a situation where they'll add 5 yards to the end of the return. The referee indicates a personal foul against Vanderbilt. Very interesting situation here. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break right now. 6:14 left in the first quarter. 0-0, Vanderbilt against Assumption. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
Play. Next thing is the option.
All Friday on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
We have the victory.
Do you suffer with chronic neck or back pain? Now you can put that pain behind you. The Spine Center of Thibodaux Regional, the region's only comprehensive spine center, provides a unique approach that ensures you get the right care from the right providers at the right time. From diagnosis to proper treatment options, the Spine Center of Thibodaux Regional will put you on the path back to your normal routine. No referral needed. Thibodaux Regional, the hospital recognized for quality care and patient satisfaction.
After a storm, the #1 rule when it comes to downed power lines is stay away. And remember to tell your kids to stay away. Downed power lines may be energized and be energizing anything they touch, like fences and tree limbs. To report a downed power line, call Entergy at 1-800-ENTERGY. Downed power lines are dangerous, and breaking the #1 rule can be deadly. Stay away from power lines. For more safety information, visit Entergy.com.
We're back here at John L. Guidry Stadium. The personal foul against Vanderbilt was before the reception was made on the punt, so Assumption keeps the ball. They added 1st and 10 initially at the Vanderbilt 45, but on first down, their running back took it to the left side and was caught for a 3-yard loss. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 13, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Surprise, another flag on the play. If we see any more flags, we end up getting free sponsorships from Baraxo Soap. It's just getting a little silly here. They're calling, it looks like, ineligible, no, I'm sorry, no, it's not ineligible, an illegal formation, I believe that is. So it's a 5-yard penalty on the play, And now it's going to be 2nd down and 18 yards to go for Assumption at their own 43-yard line. What's the illegal substitution, by the way, was the penalty. It just came to me, so I apologize. Okay, 2nd and 18 for Assumption. Shotgun formation, one running back offset to the right. Quarterback takes the snap, rolling to the right, looking once. Throwing downfield, he's got a wide open man, and it's caught! Caught for Assumption at the 36-yard line of Vandebilt. The receiver had to come back for the ball for a brief moment, slipped a bit on the turf, regained his footing in time on the high pass, but it's not quite a first down. The way the officials are spotting the ball, they're going to be about 2 yards short of the first, with 5:09 and counting left to go in the first quarter. More substitutions now being made by Assumption. They'll have 2 receivers far left on the play, 2 receivers to the right. And back under center once again, one back in the backfield, waiting for the snap. Quarterback looking left, looking right. One receiver in motion. Toss back to number 4. He gets it at the 40, almost fumbled to the 35 to 30, and he slips down on the field and down to the 29-yard line, but we got another flag down on the play. What happened in the situation, it was basically a modified reverse, pitched out to number 4, but it was kind of high. He had to wait for a moment. And now there's a holding penalty against Assumption, so that earned first down they got is coming back. So based on the penalty yardage, you'll go from the 37 to the 38-yard line back to probably the 48-yard line, and they'll have to repeat the down all over again. And they'll officially spot it at the 47, 3rd down and about 12 for Assumption. And ladies and gentlemen, it's incredible. I believe that marks 5 penalties so far in the short tenure that this game has been going on. 4:40 now and rolling left in the first quarter. Assumption breaks the huddle. 2 receivers to the left, 1 far right. Now another receiver comes in to make it 2 to the right. And the officials stop play. Assumption's calling a timeout. So we better take a break as well. 4:29 left to go in the first quarter. Scoreless tie. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week. We'll be back in a moment.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we have the victory.
Your home from kickoff to victory. It's Football Friday on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
We have the victory.
Oh, man. Dad, we bored. There's nothing to do.
Oh, look, kids. Master Builders Community Center is having a community fair September the 18th through the 20th right here in Thibodeau. They'll have food, games, ride, and even a gospel tent. I think that's a great place for us to go.
We're going to go to the fair. We're going to the fair. We're going to the fair. Dad, high five.
Master Builders Community Center is inviting the community and surrounding cities to have fun with their family and friends at the Community Fair, September 18th through the 20th, hosted by Christian Church of God in Christ, 315 Bruley-Gilliard Road, right here in Thibodeau. For more information concerning booth rentals, advance tickets, and participation in gospel tents, contact Master Builders at 985-227-4649 or email them at masterbuilderscc@charter.net. Again, 985-227-4649 or email them masterbuilderscc@charter.net.
Here at John L. Guidry Stadium, Assumption has the ball. Back to pass, throws incomplete. While we were out during the break, ladies and gentlemen, we once again had another penalty against Assumption, which resulted in them going back 5 yards. And on this play, they rolled out with a different quarterback, threw downfield incomplete. So now it's going to be 4th down and about 17 yards to go for the first. As Assumption, we believe, is going to line up in punt formation. 6 penalties for Assumption so far, 1 for Vandebilt with 4:23 in holding. And now Vandebilt has called a timeout. If it's not penalties, it's timeouts, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll hang on. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. We'll wait, and we'll take the timeout after the punt. But once again, if you're just joining us here on Joy 640 KTIB, we're covering a game in Thibodeau that doesn't involve either of the 2 Thibodeau schools. As Assumption High School is technically the host team tonight against Vanderbilt Catholic. So far, we have a scoreless tie with 4:23 left to go in the first quarter. It's been so far, Assumption is the only team in the contest to have the ball offensively. And basically, one situation earlier in the contest, they did punt to Vanderbilt, but a personal foul against Vanderbilt before the kick. resulted in Assumption allowing the drive to continue. And now Assumption comes back on the field for in-punt situation. Number 16 will be back to punt. And the ball will be centered at Assumption's own 48-yard line. There's the snap. It's high. It's over the punter's head to the 30, to the 28, and he falls down with the ball at the 25. Vanderbilt gets excellent field position coming up on the next drive. We're going to go ahead and take a break. It's 4:17 left to go in the first quarter. Scoreless tie between Vanderbilt and Assumption. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week. Back in a moment.
Sam Moses presents the hit gospel stage play, Did Love Cause Me to Hurt? Under the direction of Tony Gullidge, former musical director for Tyler Perry, comes a compelling story that delivers comedy, powerful singing, a lifetime message, and a guaranteed good time. Starring gospel recording artist Bobby Wilson, R&B recording artist Eric Gable, music evangelist Jackie Tolbert, and Homer's own Howard Nixon and the Soul Specials, and many, many more. We strongly urge all God's people to attend Sunday, September 20th at 5 p.m. Location Pelche Hall at Nicholls State University in Thibodaux, Louisiana, for one night only. One night only. For more information, contact us at 985-665-9246. This play promises to be hilarious, exciting, powerful, and just plain good. Did Love Cause Me to Hurt? Hope to see you there.
Pick up your tickets at Joy 6:40 a.m. KTIB, located at 108 Green Street, Thibodaux, Louisiana.
Your home for Prep Football Fridays. Joy 640 KTIB.
Back at John L. Guidry Stadium, Vanderbilt versus Assumption. Two plays that you just missed. First down and 10 from the 25. Vanderbilt was caught for no gain on an attempted quarterback roll out to the left. Then on second down and 10, the quarterback keeps the ball, rolls out to the right side, gets out of bounds for a 5-yard gain. So now it is third down and 5 from the Assumption 20-yard line for Vanderbilt as they now break the huddle. They're in I formation with, it appears to be two receivers to the right. Quarterback under center, waiting for the snap. Looking around, there's the snap. Hands off, up the middle, number 23. Gets it to the 17-yard line and just about 2 yards short of the first down. So this will be a fourth down situation. They're officially going to mark it at the 18, which will be fourth down and 3 for for Vanderbilt. Of course, by Coach Lloyd DuPont. 2:35 and counting left to go in the first quarter in the scoreless tie. As now they're going to go ahead. It appears they're going for it. They're in the huddle right now, waiting to break it. Assumption's already broken their defensive huddle. Here's the setup. It'll be an I formation with two backs. It appears with one receiver far to the right. Hands off straight up the middle. And it looks like it's going to be close to first down. Straight up the middle. One official spots, the side judge spots it at the 16. And no, they're going to say he's short by half a yard on the play. So Vanderbilt has stopped. They said the running back or the fullback stopped about half a yard short of the first down marker. Now it's going to be first down and 10 for Assumption with 2:10 left to go in the first quarter. I'll tell you what, folks, so far it's basically been the penalty bowl in this contest. Assumption with 6 penalties so far in this contest. Vanderbilt with 1 penalty. And the other interesting concept is that they've each only had 1 offensive drive in this game. All right, here we go. Assumption high. First and 10. One back with 1 receiver now in motion left to right. The handoff goes to the right side, to the 15, to the 20, and out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Sweep out to the right side. It looks like they're going to be given about a 5-yard credit on that play. So now we're going to end up with second down and 5. And they will now spot it at the 22-yard line. So it's going to be second and 4 for Assumption with 2:02 and counting to go in the first quarter. 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. They're also rotating quarterbacks around now in the contest with 1 back lining up straight up behind the QB. Under center, waiting for the snap. 1 receiver in motion, right to left. There's a bit of a botch, and it's a turnover. Vanderbilt has the ball. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown for Vanderbilt. Unbelievable. Assumption apparently had a misexchange between the quarterback and whoever his intended handoff partner was. Vanderbilt just gets in there, takes the ball away, and runs 15 yards for a touchdown. Defensive touch. But maybe we shouldn't be surprised as crazy as the battle has been so far. 6-0 Vanderbilt at the 1:54 mark left to go in the first quarter. Now they're getting to line up for the extra point. And here we go. I'm kind of not used to the extra point without the swinging gate, folks, so please forgive me. Here we go, waiting for the kick. Holder is in place, ready for the snap. Holds his hand up. There's the snap. Kick is up, and it is no good. No good. So we're going to take a break. With 1:54 left to go in the first quarter, Vanderbilt 6, Assumption nothing. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week. Back in a moment.
Oh, man. Dad, we bored. There's nothing to do.
Oh, look, kids. Master Builders Community Center is having a community fair September the 18th through the 20th right here in Thibodeau. They'll have food, games, ride, and even a gospel tent. I think that's a great place for us to go.
We're going to go to the fair. We're going to the fair. We're going to the fair. Dad, high five.
Master Builders Community Center is inviting the community and surrounding cities to have fun with their family and friends at the Community Fair, September 18th through the 20th, hosted by Christian Church of God in Christ, 315 Bruley-Gilliard Road, right here in Thibodeau. For more information concerning booth rentals, advance tickets, and participation in Gospel Tent, contact Master Builders at 985-227-4649 or email them at masterbuilderscc@charter.net. Again, 985-227-4649 or email them masterbuilderscc@charter.net.
And we're back here at John L. Guidry Stadium. 6-0 Vanderbilt over Assumption. 1:54 left in the first quarter as the kickoff is in the air, and it goes back about 5 yards deep in the end zone where the receiver slips, and it's an automatic touchback as a result. So Assumption will have the ball, first down and 10 at its own 20. Very simple on the previous play. Vanderbilt capitalized directly off of a turnover, ran it back 15 yards for a touchdown, hence they have the 6-0 lead in the contest following the next extra point. Assumption briefly huddles now down at their own sideline, and they break it, and they're going straight to the line of scrimmage. Once again, first and 10 for Assumption at their own 20-yard line. They're going to set up, it appears, with two receivers to the left, one to the right, with one running back straight in the backfield. Quarterback lining up under center. One receiver in motion left to right. Fakes the handoff, looking once, looking twice, throwing downfield, complete to his tight end at the 34 to the 35-yard line of Assumption. Assumption gets a first down on the play. No penalty on the play, so they'll move the chains. It'll be first down and 10 for Assumption, once again at their own 35-yard line, utilizing sort of basically a tight end over the middle strategy that time, kind of similar to what the Vikings used to use in the mid-'70s when they had Stu Voigt. 1:44 and counting left to go in the first quarter. There we go, quarterback in the shotgun formation, one receiver to the right, two receivers left. One back in the backfield, offset to the left. And here we go, looking, quarterback, shotgun formation. Looking once. Waiting for the snap, one receiver left to right, fakes the handoff, now hands it off straight up the middle to the 38, to the 40, to the 42-yard line, where the Vanderbilt defense stuffs them up right there. So a 7-yard gain for Assumption on the running play. That will now make it 3 yards to go for the first down, a third down and 3 situation coming up. So here we go, second down situation coming up for Assumption. Second down and 3, once again at their own 42-yard line. Two receivers to the right, and it appears two receivers to the left, quarterback in shotgun formation, one back offset to the left. Looking around at his receivers, now waiting for the snap. One receiver now in motion, fakes the handoff, and another flag is down. Another flag is down. Looks like they're going to give a false start penalty on Assumption, and that's now going to make it a second down and 8 situation. I tell you what, folks, once again, we continue to have the penalty bowl tonight here at John L. Guidry Stadium. Maybe they're cursed because neither team's from Thibodeau, and they're playing in our wonderful city. We'll have to wait and see on that. Once again, we have a second down and 8 situation. 43 seconds and counting left to go in the first quarter. Shotgun formation, two receivers right, two to the left, one back offset to the left. Shotgun formation, waiting for the snap. There it is. Looking downfield once, looking twice, throws down the left side. May have an open man, no. About 3 yards in front of an eligible receiver down the far left side. Incomplete pass. Now set up a third down and 8 situation for Assumption High School. Once again, a team that has very good offensive skill players, but tonight Once again, without a doubt, the penalties have marred this game, and, of course, one turnover capitalization by Vandebilt as well. 27 seconds and holding left to go in the first quarter. They're sticking with the 4-receiver set on 3rd down and 8. Quarterback, shotgun formation. Now one motion left to right. Looking once, looking twice. Downfield, complete to number 4 at the 47 to the 50. And stopped crossing midfield to the 49-yard line. Assumption High School keeps it moving. And the chains will move. 1st down and 10. It will be for Assumption as the clock is holding 19 seconds until they reset the chains. They're going to stick with the 4-receiver set situation. Running back was offset to the left. Quarterback now scanning the field. Clock is rolling. 17 seconds counting. Looking once, looking twice. To the left side. Overthrew his eligible receiver and incomplete. Incomplete to the left side. Good stuff by the Vanderbilt defense that time as well. As they stayed with their receivers pretty darn good on the play, resulting in a 2nd down and 10 situation at the Vanderbilt 49 for Assumption. 11 seconds and holding here in the first quarter. Once again, the 4-receiver set is in play. Now the back is offset to the right. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Hands it straight up the middle to the 45, to the 44-yard line. Assumption continues to push the ball and now stopped. Well, it's going to be a 3rd down and 5 situation. 1 second, 0. That's the end of the first quarter. We're going to go ahead and take a break. At the end of 1 quarter, Vanderbilt 6, Assumption nothing. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week. Back in a moment.
It doesn't matter if you own a restaurant, law firm, animal hospital, or boutique hotel. Because while the focus of every business is totally different, the best way to save is always the same. Charter Business can power what your business does best and help you save up to 15% on telephone and internet service when you switch to the Charter Business Bundle. So whether you're running a coffee house or accounting office, everything you need to save big is right there in front of you. Get reliable phone service with your same number and equipment, along with great features and a choice of long-distance packages. Plus high-speed internet with security features and speeds up to 20 megs, multiple email accounts, and hosting capabilities. When it comes to saving, private gyms can benefit just as much from switching to the Charter Business Bundle as dental clinics. Call 888-861-3123 now for complete details or visit charter-business.com/bundle to start saving up to 15% off our standard rates today. Service is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Start the second quarter. Vanderbilt 6, Assumption nothing. Assumption has the ball. 3rd down and 5 at the Vanderbilt 44. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Back offset to the left. Shotgun formation. Waiting for the snap. 1 receiver in motion left. Fumble at the 45. Fumble back to the 40. Assumption falls on it. Lost yardage all the way back to their own 39-yard line. Goodness gracious. I think that's the second high snap we've seen out of the shotgun formation for the quarterback. And that's going to now result in a 4th down situation. And if I do my math correctly, it's going to be 21 yards. 21 yards for the 1st down now. And Assumption obviously is going to be back in punt formation. Their punter is standing back at his own 25-yard line. And wow, another near turnover for Assumption in this situation. There's the punt, and the punt is a bit wobbling. Hits at the 43 of Vanderbilt, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 42. So Vanderbilt has pretty decent field position now. 1st down and 10 at their own 42-yard line with 11:14 left to go in the first half. Once again, Vanderbilt has the lead in this contest, 6-0. We'll go ahead and keep it here as we continue exciting action here at John L. Guidry Stadium. Yes, you heard right, ladies and gentlemen. Assumption not playing at home, playing in this fine facility here tonight. All right, Vanderbilt has broke their huddle. 1st and 10 from their own 42. I formation, 2 receivers to the left. Take the handoff. Quarterback, and he's sacked in his backfield. An immediate sack by Assumption, and they lose about 6 yards on the play. The officials are going to spot the ball back at the 36-yard line. So we'll set up a 2nd down and 16 for Vanderbilt. Tremendous pressure that time on the quarterback. And Assumption's defense was pretty aware, pretty key on the play as we continue to roll the clock at 10:49 to go in the first half. Vanderbilt breaks their huddle, now putting 1 receiver to the right. No receivers to the left. I formation, and it looks like a split end to the right. Looking under center, they take the snap. Hands off to number 7, gets it to the 35, and he stopped at the 37-yard line. And that's going to set up about a 3rd down and 15 for Vanderbilt. Once again, Assumption's defense pretty aware on the play that time. All right, 10-20 and counting now left to go in the first half. And technically, they're going to rule that a no gain. Okay, so it'll be back to 3rd and 16 on the play for Vanderbilt. Assumption, once again, ready as they shift on defense right now. Looks like we'll have 2 receivers to the right now for Vanderbilt. I formation once again with 2 backs. Quarterback under center waiting for the snap. Rolls to the right. Looking once. And he's pressured and down. Down at the 29-yard line. Assumption once again, their defense is on the ball and stops Vanderbilt for a 7-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring out the punt team from Vanderbilt as now it's a 4th down situation. And if my math is correct, let's see, we got 2, 12, 22, 23 yards to go for a 1st down. 4th down and 23. Vanderbilt now in punt formation, 9:30 and counting left to go in the first half. As some quick substitutions are made by both teams. Once again, the play clocks are not working in this contest, so the official referee is keeping track of the play clock before each snap. Waiting for the punt snaps. Punter standing at his own 16. There's the snap. Boots a bit of a wobbly punt. Lands at the 49 of Assumption. 45. Rolling at the 41. Steadily rolls down and is down to the 40-yard line. Okay, we're going to take a timeout with 9:01 left to go in the first half. 6-0 Vanderbilt over Assumption. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week. Back in a moment.
Do you suffer with chronic neck or back pain? Now you can put that pain behind you. The Spine Center of Thibodeau Regional, the region's only comprehensive spine center, provides a unique approach that ensures you get the right care from the right providers at the right time. From diagnosis to proper treatment options, the Spine Center of Thibodeau Regional will put you on the path back to your normal routine. No referral needed. Thibodeau Regional, the hospital recognized for quality care and patient satisfaction.
Gidry Stadium, back to pass is Assumption, looking downfield, and it's an incomplete pass. Overthrew the receiver by at least a good 7 yards on the play, so now it'll be 2nd down and a 10 for Assumption High School at their own 40-yard line. Turning out to be a relatively fair night with calm conditions here. Hopefully we don't have a surprise shower. Once again, 2nd and 10 for Assumption at their own 40-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right, 1 back in the backfield, right behind the quarterback. Number 5 in motion in the arcing direction, takes the pitch to the right, to the 35, gets it outside to the 40, and is stopped out of bounds at about their own 42-yard line. So on that sweep, it will make it a 2nd down and 8 situation for Assumption. 3rd down and 8 at their own 42-yard line, with 8:47 and holding in the 2nd quarter. Assumption basically huddles. The huddle apparently is basically not in their terminology tonight. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, 1 back in the backfield, offset to the left. Shotgun formation, waiting for the snap. And there it is. Quarterback rolling to the left, looking once, cuts back to the right under pressure. Under pressure again, is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. A sack at his own 36-yard line. And we have a penalty flag down. The quarterback spiked the ball after he was sacked. And that is an unsportsmanlike penalty called against number 5. So as a result, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty tacked on to the end of the play, which is probably going to give Vanderbilt great field position after the punt. So they're going to spot that ball way back at the 22-yard line, which would set up a 4th down and 28 situation for Assumption as they go out to punt. Trying a tremendous situation here. As now Vanderbilt will have 2 receivers ready for the punt. They moved up. They're going to get near to the 50-yard line to receive the punt. And now we're waiting for the snap for Assumption. They line up in what I call a 7-3-1 formation here on the punt. There it is. And now we're waiting to get it up in the air. Oh, a terrible punt. And guess what? They're actually going to get negative yardage. They're going to pick it up at the 20. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, the Assumption punted the football. It was not blocked. He was not really pressured. The punt got shanked for only 4 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, started to roll backwards. Vanderbilt went ahead and fell on the football back at the 20-yard line. So as a result, it is 1st down and 10 for Vanderbilt way down at the Assumption 20-yard line. Now, technically, the rule would have been if the ball would have gone behind the line of scrimmage, it would have been live ball for both teams since it went untouched. But now, as a result, first down and 10 for Vanderbilt at the Assumption 20-yard line. Tremendous play, 8:19 to go in the second quarter. Handoff to the right side to the 20 to the 15, and Vanderbilt gets it down to about the 15-yard line. So now it's going to be a second down and 5 for Vanderbilt. What a tremendous move. So far, not a lot of penalties in this second quarter compared to the first. Vanderbilt, bit of a handicap tonight as linebacker fullback Chess Morrison was scheduled not to play tonight, nor senior linebacker Seth Ward. Second down and 5 for Vanderbilt at the Assumption 15-yard line. I formation, one receiver left, a split end to the right. Quarterback keeps it, tries to get a few yards straight up the middle, and it looks like he's going to be stopped for a 1-yard gain, which will now make it third down and 4 for Vanderbilt at the Assumption 14-yard line with 7:33 and counting to go here in the first half. Vanderbilt trying to get a semi-cozy lead here in the second quarter. And I guarantee you tonight, Vanderbilt is definitely capitalizing on the mistakes being made by Assumption. The turnover earlier in the contest, and then, of course, the terrible punt just a couple of plays ago. Third down and 4 from the Assumption 14. I formation. Hands off to the left side. Trying to get a first down, and it looks like he got it. Vanderbilt crosses the 10-yard line and gets it down to the 8.5-yard line to make it a first down and goal situation for Vanderbilt with 7 minutes to go in the first half. They'll restart the clock once the chains are in place. And there we go. 6:59 and counting now here in the second quarter. Vanderbilt breaks the huddle, once again going back to the I formation. Waiting for the snap. They'll have two receivers to the left. Handoff once again left side. Bulging to Powell. Looks like they're pretty close. No, they're stopped at the 3-yard line that time. Second and goal now for Vanderbilt at the 3. Once again, and I believe on the play that time was Hunter Perry on the play. All right, here we go. Breaking the huddle. Second down and goal at the 3-yard line with 6:27 and counting to go in the first half. Under center, backs are split. Quarterback keeps it straight up the middle, and they're saying no, not quite in the end zone. They're going to spot him inside the 1-yard line. So Vanderbilt with a golden opportunity to take a bigger lead. Third down inside the 1. Tremendous contest so far for Vanderbilt. Capitalizing on turnovers has been the key, and we have a timeout called by Assumption. So let's take a timeout here. Once again, 6:03 to go in the first half. Vanderbilt 6, Assumption nothing. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week. Back in a moment.
Need a new fence or just plain fenceless? Cracks in your driveway or parking lot? Contact Salon & Salon Fencing and Concrete, specializing in wood, vinyl, chain link, ornamental, and wrought iron fencing for your home or business. Licensed and insured with over 20 years of experience. No job too big and no job too small. For free estimates, call 985-647-3153, where we aim to please to meet all of your fencing and concrete needs.
And we're back. 6:03 left to go in the first half. Vanderbilt 6, Assumption nothing. The Assumption's timeout has ended, and now both teams are back on the field. Vanderbilt sticking with their I formation with one receiver split to the far right. Assumption's defense is crowded in, and now there's a flag down on the play. So obviously this play will not count, and let's see if it's the penalty was called very quickly. So let's see, dead ball foul. And it appears to be illegal substitution against Assumption. So basically, it will be a half the distance to the goal penalty, which is only going to be a few inches in this situation. So it will still be third down and less than a yard to go for a touchdown. Still at 6:03 left to go in the first half. Once again, folks, we read to you before the game how Assumption was hurt last week by turnover against Edie White. And earlier in the contest, a turnover led directly to their first touchdown. And now this time, a relatively bad punt may lead to a second touchdown. Under center, waiting for the snap. I formation goes straight up the middle. Touchdown. Touchdown for Vanderbilt up the middle. That'll give them a 12-0 lead with 6 minutes exactly left to go in the first half. Vanderbilt just powered it straight off to the left side and left of center to get the score, and now it's once again Vanderbilt 12, Assumption nothing as we wait for the point after attempt, and I'm waiting to see if they're going to kick it for 1 or if they're going to go for 2 in this situation. Vanderbilt is still huddled as we wait for them to break the huddle, and they're lining up for a 2-point conversion from their own 3. All right, here we go. One receiver set to the right, I formation again. Assumption defense is tight. Reverse, goes to number 26, down to the 5, diving for the pylon, no. About 2 yards short as the Assumption defense swarms, gets them out of bounds. We better take another timeout right now. 6 minutes to go in the first half. It is now Vanderbilt 12, Assumption nothing. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
Neck or back pain? Now you can put that pain behind you. The Spine Center of Thibodeau Regional, the region's only comprehensive spine center, provides a unique approach that ensures you get the right care from the right providers at the right time. From diagnosis to proper treatment options, the Spine Center of Thibodeau Regional will put you on the path back to your normal routine. No referral needed. Thibodeau Regional, the hospital recognized for quality care and patient satisfaction.
And we're back here at John L. Guidry Stadium. Vanderbilt has a lead 12-0 over Assumption. As we've been stating earlier, either turnovers, penalties, or bad special team situations have been the primary, shall we say, results in getting Vanderbilt 2 touchdowns in the contest so far. Once again, 12-0 Vanderbilt over Assumption. Earlier in the game, we're keeping track of the penalties in the contest, and if my notes are correct, Assumption had 7 penalties. Most of them were in the first quarter. Vanderbilt so far, according to my notes, has only 2 penalties in the contest. The last one you heard a few minutes ago on the illegal substitution foul. All right, the ball's getting ready to be teed up. Vanderbilt at its own 40-yard line. Ready to go downfield in this situation. On the kickoff setup, Assumption is set up in a 5-4-2 formation. Here we go, waiting for the official to give his okay, and he does, and the ball is dug in, up in the air. Assumption's going to take it at their own 13, cutting to the 20. Out to the 25, right side 30, 35, to the 40, 45, 50. Kicker's going to try to stop at 45, 40, 35, 33. Oh, excuse me. Got choked up on my own call. Assumption takes it all the way down to the 33-yard line, so when you do the math real quick, 37 and 13, it's a 50-yard return for Assumption. Incredible. That's a way to try to keep themselves back in the ball game. The ball's going to be officially spotted at the Vanderbilt 37-yard line. And once again, it'll be 1st and 10 for Assumption as they break their sideline huddle. They have not really huddled in the center of the field for the entire game. The ball is on what you'd call the right side hash marks, using references the home field side as the far left side. They have 2 receivers split to the right with 1 receiver to the far left. A split backfield now. Shotgun formation waiting for the snap. 1 receiver in motion to the left. They hand off and stuffed in the backfield. Tried to hand off to the receiver, and he stopped for about a 3-yard loss. Assumption will have the ball 2nd down and 13 from their own 40-yard line with 5:35 to go and counting here in the first half. Once again, the defense for Vanderbilt has stepped it up as we've progressively gone through this contest. Give credit to Assumption. They've had some good quarterback sacks in the second quarter as well. 2 receivers to the left for Assumption, 1 to the right, 1 back right behind the quarterback. Quarterback is under center. 1 receiver now in motion to the left. As they hand it off to the left, and it looks like this is going to be about a 6, maybe a 10-yard loss on the play. Vanderbilt's defense is just swarming under Assumption every time they try some form of a handoff or possibly a reverse. They'll officially spot the ball in terms of forward progress way back at the 48-yard line of Vanderbilt. So now Assumption will have a 3rd down situation and about 21 yards to go for the first. 2 receivers to the left side. Now 2 receivers to the right. Ball on the left side hash mark. 1 back offset to the left. They're back to shotgun formation. They're looking for the snap. There it is. Looking once. Looking twice. Throwing downfield to the left side. May have a man open. Yes, he does at the 14. And he falls down at the 12-yard line. No, they're going to rule it down at the 14. Basically broke a sideline seam in the Vanderbilt defense. And Assumption continues to move the ball. It'll be 1st down and 10 at the 14-yard line of Assumption. Tremendous rollout by the quarterback to the left side. Floated the ball up pretty high, and I guess try to throw off the defense a little bit by throwing it that high. Receiver got under the ball just in time with his arms extended straight up. and get it first down and 10 once again for Assumption at the Vandebilt 14-yard line. 4:16 and counting left to go in the first half. One back offset to the left. And they fake the handoff. Quarterback's going to take it up the middle and gets maybe a yard on the play, trying to run off guard. And now make it 2nd down and 9 at the 13-yard line for Assumption. The game has picked up a little bit in the second quarter, as you can tell by my hoarse voice here, as a couple receivers come out, fresh receivers come in. 2 receivers will line up to the left, 1 receiver to the right, and 1 back offset to the right. They're going to stick with the shotgun formation. Vanderbilt with 3 defensive linemen in the game. Here we go. 1 receiver in motion to the right. Fakes the handoff. No, they'll give it off to number 5, and he's stuffed in the backfield once again for another loss. This time they're stuffed back at the 18-yard line of Vanderbilt, which will set up a 3rd down situation and about 14 to go for a first, with 3:20 and counting left to go in the first half. All right, now they have 1 receiver to the far left. Ball is placed on the right side hash mark. 1 receiver will line up to the far right side. Now they'll have 2 receivers left, 1 on the near. Shotgun formation, 1 back offset to the right. Waiting for the snap, calling out his signals. Receiver in motion to the right. Oh, it hit the receiver! And Vanderbilt caught it out of the air! And now they get possession! Holy cow, I don't believe this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's hard to explain on the air as it happened, but they shotgun formation, and as they snap the ball hit the receiver running left to right in motion in the head. The ball bounces in the air. The Vanderbilt defender gets under it and catches it out of the air, falls down with the ball. And now it's 1st down and 10 for Vanderbilt on something you'd only see out of the football follies at their own 23-yard line. 2:51 left to go. We'll keep it here as now Vanderbilt is under center, taking a snap. Quarterback is going to roll with it to the 25, up to the 29-yard line, setting up a 2nd down and 4 situation for Vandy. 2:40 and counting left to go in the first half. 12-0, Vanderbilt over Assumption. I'll tell you what, folks, we've had some racky plays. Anybody who's going to video this game, not have to call NFL Films, because they might be able to use it in the Steve Sable's Folly package later this year. We've had some nutty plays tonight, especially when you count the penalties. 2:20 and counting. Now under center, I formation. 1 receiver to the left. Now another receiver in motion. Hands off to the 30, to the 32, off right guard. And he stopped for maybe about 2 yards shy of the first down at the 32-yard line as Vanderbilt continues to push ahead in this contest. 3rd down and 1. Less than a yard to go for the first down. Hunter Perry carrying the ball that time. Once again, about 3rd down and 1 yard, maybe 1.5 yards to go for the first down. 1:48 and counting left to go in the first half. 1 receiver far to the left. The ball is lined up near the right hash mark under I formation again. Quarterback straight up the middle, trying to dive for the first down. Quarterback sneak, Where the officials spot the ball. This is going to be key, whether or not Vanderbilt's going to get the first down. And let's see where the officials spot it. Right now they're putting it a little bit past the 33-yard line. Now, that's going to be very close. They're probably going to call for a measurement in this situation. Yes, they will. They just stopped the game clock with 1:16 left to go in the first half. If they're going to come out and measure this. So I tell you what we'll do. Let's go ahead and take a timeout right now back at the station. 1:16 left to go in the first half. Vanderbilt 12, Assumption nothing. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
You're listening to Football Friday on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
Thibodeau Urgent Care, located at 318 North Canal Boulevard, reminds listeners it's flu season and the risk of obtaining symptoms are great. Protect yourself and your family by being proactive. Get vaccinated. The 2009-2010 flu shots are available at Thibodeau Urgent Care. Illness can strike at any time, even when your doctor's office is closed. Thibodeau Urgent Care is staffed by emergency room trained providers that care for non-life-threatening illnesses and injuries. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please call the clinic at 985-446-5210 if you wish to verify your insurance. Stop by today. No appointment necessary. Thibodeau Urgent Care. You shouldn't have to wait to feel better.
And we're back here at John L. Guidry Stadium. Vanderbilt they did earn the first down. They ran one play and lost a yard. 2nd down and 11, 46 seconds to go and counting. at their own 33-yard line. There's the snap. Pitch out to the left side. Cuts back to the 30, and he's got Vandebilt to stop for about a 3-yard loss on the play as the officials stop play temporarily with 33 seconds left to go in the first half. This will be a third down situation from Vandebilt as Assumption calls a timeout. The ball is officially spotted at Vanderbilt's own 32-yard line. Once again, 33 seconds to go left in the first half. And I tell you what we'll do. Let's go ahead and take another timeout back at the station. 33 seconds to go. 12-0 Vanderbilt over Assumption. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
Just blessed to be a blessing here at the Cajun Caribbean Culture Shop of Thibodaux, Louisiana, located at 502 Gerald T. Pelche Drive next to Joni's Washateria and Deli, specializing in Jamaican, Christian, reggae, Greek, apparel and styles, oil, skincare products, graphic t-shirts, home decor, top quality lady suits, hair bows, human and synthetic hair braiding.
Stop by and visit us
and receive a blessing.
Well, we're back here at John L. Guidry Stadium. The timeout by Assumption has just concluded. Both teams are heading back onto the field with 33 seconds to go left in the first half. And once again, we're in the second quarter, and according to the game board, I do not believe each team has a timeout left. So here we go. Third down and 12 for Vanderbilt at their own 32-yard line. One receiver to the right, one to the left. And this time they're doing a split backfield of some design, Hand off to Perry at the 35, out to the 39-yard line, and that'll set up a 4th down and 5 situation with 21 seconds and counting left to go in the first half. And let's see if they're going to be content just to run out the first half. And let's see, clock continues to roll. 10 seconds, 9, 8. It appears Vanderbilt is going to be content just to let the first half run out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now at halftime at John L. Guidry Stadium. Once again, the score is Vanderbilt 12, Assumption nothing. We're going to go ahead and take it back to the KTIB studios for some halftime programming, and we'll come back to you in about 15 to 20 minutes from the stadium. This is William Taylor. Once again, Vanderbilt 12, Assumption nothing. Back to the studio. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we have the victory.
You're home from kickoff to victory. It's Football Friday on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
We have the victory. And we're here in the studio at KTIB. I want to say welcome to Football Friday. I know that we are just starting, but what we're going to do right now is go over to the Master Builders Fair with Elder Donna Bogan is there. Hey, Pastor Bogan, how you doing? He's at the fair. He's on a scary, scary ride. So it sounds like y'all having a very, very, very good time out there.
Yeah, we are having a good time. We wind it down for the night, but we gonna start it off again early in the morning at 8 o'clock. Yeah, just happened to call me while I was on. I don't know what the name of this ride, but anyway, we having a blast. How y'all doing over there in the studio?
We're doing great. The game is going really, really well. It's at Vandebilt and Assumption at Nicholls State University. But we just wanted to call and check in and see how things were going on at the fair. Tell us a little bit about the fair. I was out there earlier. I seen all the rides, all the vendors that's out there. I hear all the noise that's going on in the background, so it sounds like they're having a lot of fun.
enough to host it over here and let us use their sanctuaries and their facilities. My ride is coming to an end, but like I said, we're having an awesome time out here.
I hope you're not nauseated.
So I'm not nauseated, but I'm telling you what, I'm full of energy drinks.
I hear that. So, how is the gospel tent going? Do y'all have any guests tonight?
Yes, the gospel tent is just kicking off. If you will give me a moment or two, I'm going to run up in there and see if I can catch a little music and entertainment for you guys. I just got off. I'm going to run in the sanctuary as fast as I could and see if we can get a sneak preview. But like I said, you know, we have games out here. We have rides out here. We have food out here. They're selling just about everything. Everything from t-shirts to hats to Gucci purses. I mean, it's just awesome. They even going to have some giveaways later on during the fair. So it's just an awesome opportunity for the community to come together. I'm approaching the sanctuary right now. Let's see if we can listen in.
People, just to remind you, this is the community fair of the Master Builders Community Center, hosted by Christian Church of God in Christ. It's located at 315 Bruley Gilliard Road, and will be going on all of this weekend. Tomorrow, what are the times for tomorrow, Donald?
The fair tomorrow is going to be 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And like I said, we're going to start early in the morning. We're going to end it late at night. And we're going to do it all over again Sunday. Again, there's food and rides outside. And in the inside of the church, you know, we're just having the gospel tent, different singers, different preachers, different speakers. So it's just awesome. I came to the sanctuary and they're setting up, so they're not quite ready yet. They're setting up and doing their mic check. And people are starting to pour into the sanctuary as we speak.
Can we talk to one of the guests that's there, whoever's over your gospel tent, and let's get a highlight on what's going on in the gospel tent. People, you can be blessed going to here. It's in air conditioning, so you don't have to be out in the heat. You can actually go and enjoy the Word of God and also enjoy the singing in the air conditioning if you get too hot from being outside.
Yes, indeed. The air conditioning away from the mosquitoes at night. Miss Diane, it was wonderful enough to help put this on and schedule this. Miss Diane, just tell the listening audience what's going on here in the gospel tent.
Hi, this is Miss Diane from Joy 640 AM KTIB in Thibodeau, Louisiana. We are here in the gospel tent here at the Church of God in Christ on the Bruley Road, and we are about to have some good old gospel singing in a few minutes. So stay tuned to 640 AM and enjoy the gospel messages and the gospel songs that are going to be rendered.
Now, Diane, the guest for tonight, that's the Spiritual Brothers, correct?
The Spiritual Brothers is our guest tonight here at on the Bruley Road at the Church of God in Christ.
Okay, and they're getting ready to sing as we speak?
Yes, they're setting up right now as we speak. Like I said, there's people pointing to the sanctuary. The vendors, actually, I'm kind of shocked. The vendors are shutting down, and they're going into the sanctuary to listen to the singing of the Spiritual Brothers.
Wow. We want our guests to enjoy the Spiritual Brothers, but at this time, Donald, I'm just going to turn it back over to you just to get the audience and our Listening Football Friday audience involved in it and let them know exactly what they have to look forward at the Master Builder Community Fair.
I tell you what, when you driving on Bruley Gilliard Road, when you hit the corner of Mid, you're going to see the biggest Ferris wheel you ever seen in your life. And right on top of the Ferris wheel, there's the fun slide. You just come up here, there's a candy castle where you can buy all kind of candy, all kind of apple candy, I believe, this caramel. It's so much I'm getting tongue-tied just walking around trying to point it out to you guys, trying to get you guys the visual. Watching some kids going around on something that looks like bumpy cars, round and round and round they go. Like I said, our vendors are selling all kinds of things. That's a place where you could come and actually get your picture put on the T-shirt, get your picture put on a coffee mug. I mean, this is going big out here.
Just to give you a taste of what you'll be hearing tonight, thank you so very much, Donald. We look forward to seeing you at the fair. KTIB will be there on tomorrow doing some live remotes. So we ask that you meet us out there. Come and support Master Builders Community Center. They do a camp every summer for free. For 5 days, the kids sleep over. It's called Camp Survivor. And we encourage you to go out and support that ministry. It's a nonprofit organization that gives back into the community. And what this fair does is it actually raises money to support this this camp and also this community center. So this is something that we're doing very, very great in the city of Thibodaux, and we invite you to be a part of it. Take your kids out there, your grandkids, and even yourself out there. Here's some great gospel singing. Thank you so very much, Donald, and we're about to get a taste of the gospel tent because we're going to go to the Spiritual Brothers right here live in the studio. See you later, Donald.
Y'all have a good night. I'm telling everybody, I'm asking everybody out here, are they fired up and ready to go? Because we're going to party till the sun come up.
All right, it's party like it's 1998. All right, good night.
Good night.
We have the Spiritual Brothers right here on Joy 640.
Every time I think about Jesus, I'm getting ready to take my time and sing a song. One Sunday morning, my brother was preaching, and it's something that he said in his sermon. It touched me. He said, I could see Jesus coming for me. I got my pencil and my paper, and I began to write this song. My mama died a few years ago, but I can remember that Sunday morning when they called us to the hospital, saying if you want to see her alive one more time, oh yes, you need to get to the hospital. Before we could get there, we got a call saying she's already gone. But church, when my brother was preaching, and I thought about this song right here. Fellas, if y'all don't mind, take your time and sing just a little bit for me. That's what mama said, y'all. Come in, yeah, for me. That's what my mama said. Oh, oh, I can't see. Oh, come in. How many of y'all believe that tonight? How many of y'all believe that tonight? Oh, say it again, fellas. Oh, how many of y'all know God will make a way for you when your loved one is gone? Turn it over to Jesus, because he'll make a way for you. Don't go around telling it to your so-called friends, because all they got to do is talk about it. But if you go down on your knees, tell God about it. Oh, look what mama said. She said this here. Listen. See Jesus sitting at my feet. He was sitting on our bedside then. She said this here. Oh, I see Jesus. Look what he said. Come here and see. But this is the part she says, and I love so well.
I can see Jesus coming for me. That was the Spiritual Brothers. We just wanted to give you a taste of the type of music that you will be hearing at the Gospel Tent. We have over 20 churches, choirs, and also special guests that will be at the fair on Bruley Road on tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. 8 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. So if you're not doing anything, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, I urge you to get out to the Master Builders Community Fair located at 315 Burley Gilliard Road in Thibodaux, Louisiana. If you do not know how to get there, you take LA 1 all the way down St. Mary Highway past the McDonald's. Go to the next caution light. That's Bruley Gilliard Road going towards Libertyville past the McDonald's and Route 17 on St. Mary Highway. Continue on to the caution light, and there you will see Bruley Gilliard Road. Travel about a mile and a half down, and you will see the Ferris wheel, the slide, all the vendors, and the Church of God. And at the Christian Church of God in Christ of Thibodaux, Louisiana, we urge you to get there and to get there fast. Again, the staff, myself, and also affiliates of KTIB 640 AM, Al Carter will be out there on tomorrow as we celebrate the name of Jesus and also help this community center. There's also an auction where they are auctioning off a deep floor freezer, an angel framed antique picture, a chandelier. I want to make sure I get everything. And a wooden toy chest. That's what they will be auctioning off on tomorrow. And it is for a donation of $3, you can enter that auction, and they will give out the prizes on Sunday. So if you are interested in a floor freezer, a deep freezer, which I am interested in myself, I suggest that you get out there and see the good things that they do have. Beautiful chandelier, beautiful picture, and also a wooden toy chest. So if you need tired of your children's toys on the floor, you can go out and help out a community center in hopes of winning this. We are waiting for William to call back so we can finish up the game. I'm so very excited. I'm sorry that I didn't join you earlier because we have been running so much with the fair. Also on tomorrow, Lafourche Parish is having a teen expo, so this is a very busy weekend where they're going to have encouragement to encourage our teens. I know that we're back in school and we're facing problems, we're facing difficulties, where there's so much peer pressure out there, so much violence, so much crime, and this is just a summit or expo that Lafourche Parish have set aside, bringing some special guests into the community just to encourage our kids. So if you have a teenager from the ages of 12 all the way up to 17, we ask that you get them over to the Warren Harang Municipal Auditorium, which is also known as Thibodaux Civic Center, located on Canal Boulevard tomorrow. And I really think that it starts around 10 or 12 noon. I will get back with you in our post-game show to make sure that I have the information on correctly. And then when you leave there, y'all can go over to the Bruley Road. On Sunday, join KTIB at Sam Moses Presents Did Love Cause Me to Her Gospel Stage Play, directed and produced by Tony Gullich, former music director for Tyler Perry. That's where we'll be on Sunday. So this is a very busy weekend, and we encourage you to come out to meet your KTIB staff. Thank you for joining us here on Football Fridays. On next week, we will be covering the Terrebonne versus Thibodaux game right here at the Thibodaux High School's auditorium. If you would like to send out a Tiger Roar for any of your favorite players, please call our sales office at 985-447-6404, and someone will be glad to take your order. Those Tiger Roars are on sale for $20 per shout, and you will help the school because we will be donating a percentage of our shouts to our schools. It sounds like we're about to go back into our game. I believe that's William calling. Hold on one second. Go ahead, William.
Yeah, surprise, it's me.
Yeah, I was like, I think halftime probably should be over. We have had a great halftime show. I was just apologizing to the listeners for not being here earlier to start off our pregame show, but I am here now, and we're going to get it rocking and rolling. What's going on out there?
Well, Bethany, our two teams have broke their sideline gathering huddles, They're getting ready to go back to their own respective sidelines to start this exciting second half. Before we go on, Bethany mentioned pregame earlier. Special thanks once again to our good friend Myron Wright, who was kind enough to do the pregame prayer to start off our program. Myron, of course, is still in California, undergoing treatment for paralysis, and glad to know he continues to fare well each time with each treatment. So bless him, and hopefully things continue to do well for him. Also, it was good to talk to Al Carter before the contest as we led into Ken Trahan's pregame show. And I tell you what, the descriptions for tonight's game that we gave you in the show beforehand are panning out very, very well. As right now, Assumption, which was cursed by turnovers last week, have unfortunately had a bit of a turnover bug tonight, which led directly to a Vanderbilt touchdown. And then they also had a punt situation where they basically an untouched punt by the defense wound up netting a -1 result. You'll be happy to know, folks, now for the second half, our good friend Mr. Nicky Carriere from the Napoleonville has got the program roster, so we'll try to be a little bit more descriptive about all the players for both teams now. Of course, some of the noteworthy players for Vanderbilt in the first half include number 7, Hunter Perry, and number 9, T.J. Cantrell on the quarterback for most of the first half as well. Assumption's going to go ahead and kick off for the second half, and they're kicking off from their own 40-yard line. Once again, the score is 12-0 with Vanderbilt on top as we wait for the kickoff to occur. And they're going back as number 16 for Assumption, Hunter Gotro. We'll get ready to get into the football. And we're waiting for it to signal as he steps up, and now we're underway in the second half. End over end kick. Wobbles down to the 15. The Vanderbilt player slips, but he gets it back to the 18, to the 20, to the 25, to 30, to 35, cutting to the 39-yard line. Number 41 for Vanderbilt on the return is Nyree Smith, 6'1", 185, a senior on the play. Vanderbilt will now get the ball 1st and 10 near their own 40-yard line. Once again, another beautiful night here. Actually, our first game ever for high school, maybe that I can think of us doing in a long, long time, here at John L. Guidry Stadium, a tremendous stadium, home, of course, of the Nicholls State University Colonels. Okay, Vanderbilt now under center. Cantrell is. There's the handoff to the right side to the 40, to the 45. And they'll stop his forward progress at the 45-yard line on the play. That is number 23, Patrick St. Martin, a senior fullback for Vanderbilt. That'll make it a 2nd down and 4 situation. What an exciting contest here, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, if you're not here in person, you're really missing out on a whole lot here at John L. Guidry Stadium. Little technical problem there. I apologize for that. Here we go. 2nd down and 4 for Vanderbilt. An Assumption player jumps off sides. Let's see if he was drawn off. So the play stops with 11:14 left to go in the third quarter. 12-0 Vanderbilt over Assumption, and the officials are marking 5 yards off against Assumption. So as a result, it appears to be a 1st down and 10 for Vanderbilt right at the 50-yard line. Okay, in the formation for Vanderbilt right now includes number 62, Ryan Daig. Also in there at left wide receiver, number 89, Jeffrey Ross. All right, here we go. One receiver to the right, one left. Split backfield. Under center. Waiting for the snap. Fakes his handoff. Now he goes straight ahead with it. Number 23, a flag down. Patrick St. Martin got enough yardage for the first, but there's a flag on the play, and they're calling it back. Holding against Vanderbilt on the play. And that'll make it now a 20-yard situation, 1st and 20 the situation to go after, once again, St. Martin's run gets called back. Now in the game for Assumption includes number 94, Jerome Green, defensive lineman. Also out there for Assumption is number 23, Ronald Sons, a senior. I see also number 10, Andreas Sargent as well. Number 8 at cornerback is Jordan Bergeron. Or Bageron, by the more proper pronunciation for our area. Here we go. Quarterback under center. One man in motion left to right. He keeps it to the 40, to the 45, to 50. Ooh, smacked right across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Goodness gracious. T.J. Cantrell kept the ball, got across midfield, and just got absolutely smacked down, as the kids would say in pro wrestling. And I'll set up about a 2nd down and 9 situation for Vandebilt. The hit, I believe, was by number 9. I believe it's pronounced Tyron Stevens on the play. So once again, it is now 2nd down and 9 for Vanderbilt, just across the midfield stripe at the Assumption 49. 10:01 and counting left to go in the 3rd quarter. One receiver to each side, split backfield. One man now in motion. Hands off to number 17 at the 45. Near a 1st down at the 40. Once again, that's Gavin Poisson on the play. And let's see how they spot it. About a yard short. The official spots the ball about 1 yard short of the 1st down. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 1 for Vanderbilt with 9:31 and counting to go in the 3rd quarter. Boy, I tell you what, they're moving the ball pretty good on this opening drive, as now they break the huddle and get set once again. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left for Vanderbilt. Quarterback straight up the middle, and on the dive, he gets the 1st down. Once again, Cantrell straight up the middle. 1st down and 10 for Vanderbilt at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10. They spot the football right there. Also in right now, I'm trying to get some of these numbers correct for Assumption on defense. Let's see, Sons is still in, number 23. I believe I also see number 83, David Rhodes, is out there at defensive end. Number 20, Charles Jefferson, out there at defensive back as well. 1st and 10 at the Assumption 39 for Vanderbilt. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 1 back offset to the right. There's the shotgun snap. Looking once. Pressure. Cantrell rolls to the right, and he's down. He is down. Number 52 for Assumption. It looks like Brent Toops put the pressure, and that resulted in Cantrell slipping behind it, the 50, back to Vanderbilt's own 48-yard line. As a result, that's going to make it a 2nd down situation. And if my math is correct, about 21 yards to go for the 1st. 8:26 and counting to go in the 3rd quarter. Vanderbilt is still up 12-0 as they now break the huddle. And here we go. They'll have 2 receivers left, 2 right, 1 back offset just to the left. Football is at the right side hash mark. There's the snap. Looking once, looking twice. Throws downfield. Intercepted by Assumption at the 50, 45-40, 35-30, and out of bounds at the 29-yard. No, excuse me. They put it at the 32. Assumption with the interception. What a tremendous play. Assumption now has an opportunity to get back into this contest. The INT was made, it looks like, by number 37 for Assumption, Dontre Wiggins. Dontre Wiggins with the interception. I want to apologize for not getting his number sooner, but he intercepted on the far side of the field. A little bit hard to see sometimes. So anyway, Assumption has the ball. 1st and 10, spotted at the Vanderbilt 32. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. 1 back straight behind the quarterback under center. Waiting for the snap. Receiver now in motion, left to right. Hands off. Looks like straight up the middle for possibly a 1-yard gain. They'll spot it down near the 31-yard line, so it should be 2nd down and 9 for Assumption in this situation. Number 18 in the contest for Assumption, that is Trey Bias. Also in the contest is number 5, Darius Bell. Number 4 is also out there, Jamal Jupiter. And your quarterback is number 6, John Mobile. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the left. Waiting for shotgun snap, 1 man in motion to the right. And they hand it off, and it goes up the middle to the 30 and stopped at the 29-yard line on the play as they unpile the stack, and which is taking a little bit of time here, so please forgive us. Hand off that time went to number 32 on the play. That was Leonard Buggage. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. As he goes off to the side. Shotgun formation again. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 1 back in the backfield, offset to the right. Shotgun formation now, waiting for the snap. 1 man in motion now, left to right. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Downfield, it's complete to number 4, to 15, to the 10, to the 5, to the 4-yard line. Take that back. Jamal Jupiter. Jamal Jupiter, beautiful reception, extending his hands high up into the air. catches the ball, and now we'll have a first down and goal situation for Assumption. It looks like at their 4-yard line, at the Vanderbilt 4-yard line, first and goal at the 4. If they can score here, this will be a golden opportunity to get caught up. 6:33 and counting now, left in the third quarter. All right, the ball is put in play, waiting for the snap. 2 men to the left with 1 receiver to the right. Quarterback looking back towards the bench for the play call. He's going to get under center, 1 back lined up directly behind him. Once again, now he's back under center. Man in motion right to left, and we have a flag down, so let's see if somebody jumped or did somebody get drawn. Here we go. Dead ball foul, offsides against Vanderbilt, so that'll put the ball at the 2. First down and goal for Assumption. The old penalty bowl strikes again. We have here our total of 7 penalties for Assumption in the contest, now 3 for Vanderbilt. And here we go. Referee puts the ball in play. The clock is running with 6:10 to go in the third quarter. Assumption needing this score to stay in the contest. 1 back lined up straight in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Waiting for the snap under center. 1 man in motion right to left. Tries to hand it off down the left side, and it is a touchdown. Touchdown for Assumption. And it looks like, once again, is number 32, Leonard Buggage, on the play. And now it's a 12-6 contest for Assumption, waiting for the extra point try. Just a handoff, looks like off the left guard. Got him into the end zone just by bulldozing through the pile. And Assumption is now closing the gap. 12-6, 5:52 left to go in the third quarter, as they are lining up for a kicked extra point right now. And once again, this is, folks, stay tuned. There's going to be probably some more interesting turns in this contest. Waiting for the kick. That appears to be Bajeron, waiting for the snap on the kick. There, it's down, up, end over end, and it is good. So we're going to take a timeout here at the stadium. 5:52 left in the third. Vanderbilt 12, Assumption 7. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
Kathy Baldwin and staff welcome you to Oakshire Cafe, where you can get home-cooked plate lunches, homemade hamburgers, gumbo, soups, appetizers, po' boys, and breakfast. Oakshire Cafe is located 5513 West Park Avenue, Houma, Louisiana, next to Cycle World. We deliver. Call 985-580-4545. Listen to our daily lunch specials each day here on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
And we're back here at John L. Guidry Stadium. William Taylor back with you for this exciting contest. Vanderbilt and Assumption. Score right now is 12-7. Vanderbilt with the lead, 5:52 left to go in the third quarter. And Assumption that time really led a solid drive down the field. And this contest is going to be very interesting now to see how Vanderbilt will handle ball possession on this drive. The ball is set at the Vanderbilt's own 40. Ready for the kickoff to go downfield. And once again, waiting for the signals from both sides for it to get downfield. Gotro ready to put it in. There's the kick. A line drive to the 29. Vanderbilt at the 35-yard line. Smothered right there. Number 27 was the return man, David Petrie, who is a junior running back on the play. Assumption gathered 2 men right at him, and basically only netted about 7 yards on the return. All right, so Vanderbilt will have the ball first and 10 at their own 35 with 5:45 left to go in the third quarter. I formation, 2 receivers to the left, no receivers to the right. Quarterback under center waiting for the snap, Cantrell. Hands it off left side, not very much yardage for Mr. Patrick St. Martin on the play. Basically a no-gain situation to make it 2nd down and 10. Okay, in the game right now for Vanderbilt includes number 89, Jeffrey Ross on the field, number 74, Josh Johnson along the offensive line. I see also in there, I believe, number 65, Luke Spinella is also out there. 2 receivers to the left. I formation again, under center waiting for the snap. There he goes, handing off right side to the 35, to the 40-yard line. The ball went to number 7, Hunter Perry, on the play. And that's now going to set up a 3rd down and 5 situation. 3rd down and 6 from their own 39. for Vandebilt. All right, sticking in the game for Assumption includes number 78, Damon Daig, along the offensive line. I also see in there number 52, Tony Converse, also out there. All right, now Vanderbilt breaks the huddle. One receiver to the left, I formation again. Another back offset to the right. Handing straight off the middle, bulldozing a St. Martin to the 43-yard line, and they'll be about 2 yards short of the first down to make it 4th down and 2. Vanderbilt's quarterback coming over to the sideline to see what the decision the coach is going to make on the play with 4:18 and counting left to go in the third. 12-7. Vanderbilt over Assumption. They're going to go ahead and send out the punt team. So Assumption has to make some changes as well. And Assumption doesn't know who wants to come, who's coming in, who's going out. Now they hurry up and switch their men. Vanderbilt's getting ready to snap the football. Vanderbilt goes in tight. Now they send their end men back out again. And there's the punt at the 30, and it gets end over end. Ball's going to land near the 25. Assumption takes it in motion, and they're going to say, nope, it's dead at the 25. So 1st down and 10 for Assumption on 25. Let's take a break. 3:47 left to go in the third. Vanderbilt 12, Assumption 7. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week. And we're back at John L. Guidry Stadium. 2:44 and counting left in the third quarter. 12-7. Vanderbilt over Assumption. Assumption has run 2 plays since we were in break. It's now 3rd down and 6. Assumption at their own 29-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. 1 back straight behind the quarterback. Waiting for the snap. Looking once, looking twice. Throwing to the left side. Complete to the 37 and to the 40-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Assumption. As it looks like once again, number 5, Darius Bell on that reception. Moving the chains to make it a 1st down and 10, Assumption at their own 40-yard line. Coming into the game, number 86, Trinell Walker, tight end for Assumption. Number 4, Jamal Jupiter, also in the contest. Now they're going to put 3 receivers to the left, none to the right, quarterback in shotgun formation. Now he goes back under center with the back directly about 5 yards behind him. Waiting for the snap, looking once. There he goes, hands off to the right side to the 40, to the 44-yard line. And once again, it's a quick handoff off the right side to number 32, Leonard Buggage on the play. That's going to make it a 2nd down and 7 situation for Assumption. As the quarterback looks over to the sideline for the signals from his coaches. And number 18 is in the contest, Trey Bias. He's going to go to the far left side. Once again, they keep 1 tight end to the right and 3 receivers to the left. The ball is positioned right between the 2 hash marks. 1 man in motion, left to right. They're going to pitch out to him at the 40, to the 42, and stopped is number 5, Darius Bell on the play. The stop for Vanderbilt was made by number 6, a gentleman who originally didn't think was going to play in the game tonight, Seth Ward. In the contest for Vanderbilt also right now is number 34, Michael Ortego. Number 70 is in the contest, David Breerwood as well. All right, this time Assumption's going to line up 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, quarterback in shotgun formation, with 1 back offset to the left. Looking right, looking left at the signals from the bench. Now waiting for the snap. 1 man in motion, number 4. There's the snap. They throw over the middle, complete to the tight end of the 50, at the 45, to the 40, to the 37-yard line. Number 86 once again, Dante North on the play, who's been used on and off, especially in the first half in these tight situations. He allows the chains to move, and Assumption will now have a 1st down and 10 down to the 37-yard line with 33 seconds left and counting in the third quarter. Assumption down by 5. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. 1 back in the backfield, lining up right behind the quarterback. Man in motion, looking to throw, under pressure, back to pass, and he's down. Number 5 for Vanderbilt, Ed DuPont, got all over John Mobile that time, and it's going to result in a loss on the play back at the 44-yard line. So Assumption's going to have about a 2nd down and 16 situation coming up as we've now in the third quarter. So we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. Once again, after 3 quarters, Vanderbilt 12, Assumption 7. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
Remember to tell your kids to stay away. Down power lines may be energized and be energizing anything they touch, like fences and tree limbs. To report a downed power line, call Entergy at 1-800-ENTERGY. Downed power lines are dangerous, and breaking the #1 rule can be deadly. Stay away from power lines. For more safety information, visit Entergy.com.
Need a new fence or just plain fenceless? Cracks in your driveway or parking lot? Contact Salone and Salone Fencing and Concrete, specializing in wood, vinyl, chain link, ornamental, and wrought iron fencing for your home or business. Licensed and insured with over 20 years of experience. No job too big and no job too small. For free estimates, call 985-647-3153, where we aim to please to meet all of your fencing and concrete needs.
Let's see if they're going to end up going for one or two. It looks like they're going for two to try to take a three-point lead there. They're going to run out the swinging gate. They run up the middle, and let's see if they give them the two-point conversion. No. Darius Bell took the snap from center. Most of the offensive linemen were lined up on the left side in swinging gate, and he winds up a half yard short. So let's take a timeout. Assumption now has the lead, 13-12 with 11:51 left in regulation. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
You're listening to Football Friday on Joy 640 AM, KTIB. Thibodeau Urgent Care, located at 318 North Canal Boulevard, reminds listeners it's flu season and the risk of obtaining symptoms are great. Protect yourself and your family by being proactive. Get vaccinated. The 2009-2010 flu shots are available at Thibodeau Urgent Care. Illness can strike at any time, even when your doctor's office is closed. Thibodeau Urgent Care is staffed by emergency room trained providers that care for non-life-threatening illnesses and injuries. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please call the clinic at 985-446-5210 if you wish to verify your insurance. Stop by today. No appointment necessary. Thibodeau Urgent Care. You shouldn't have to wait to feel better.
And we're back here at John L. Guidry Stadium. Assumption now kicks the ball off from the 40. End over end. Vanderbilt takes it at the 14 to the 20 to the 25. Met in a big old pile down at the 28-yard line. The Vanderbilt will get it 1st and 10 right there. The return man from Vanderbilt was #1 Darren Kitchens on the play. And the Assumption defense had about 3 defenders right in his face to push him back at that point. Based on forward progress, they're going to put the ball 1st and 10 at the 29 for Vanderbilt at their own 29. In the contest for Assumption includes #9 Stevens in the game. Also see #22 Davis. Trevin Davis is out there as well. All right, here we go. The official waits to put the ball in play with 11:43 left to go in regulation. Now coming in for Assumption is number 52. That is Tony Converse. No relation to the former Tulane player of the same name, I don't believe. And #9 is also in the contest. Okay, we mentioned Stevens a little earlier ago. Now they're waiting. Number 10 is also in for Assumption. It's Andreas Sargent. And right now, the players are waiting right now, discussion with the officials. We're not sure exactly over what. And so we'll wait and see. We'll just keep it here. I don't think this is going to be a long break. In the game, also #83, David Rhodes for Assumption. Now Vanderbilt breaks the huddle. One receiver to the right. I formation again with looks like a form of a split end also to the right. As they hand it off, quarterback, no, he keeps it. And he's stuffed for, looks like a 1-yard loss in the backfield. The Assumption defense once again gets all over Vanderbilt's quarterback, Cantrell. And that's going to result in a 1-yard loss on the play, 2nd down and 11 for Vanderbilt. At their own 28, 11:24 and counting left in regulation. This could end up being a contest where it could come down to the last play of the game or the last drive of the game. Here we go. I formation again with one receiver to the right and a split end right. Hands it off to the right side, to the 30, to the 33-yard line. Bulging ahead, once again, is Patrick St. Martin. He gets about 5 yards on the play. So they'll mark it 3rd down at the 34-yard line. So it's a 3rd and 5 situation now coming up for Vanderbilt. In for Vanderbilt includes number 78, Chad Harson. Also number 60, Jacob Peoples is on the line as well. Also number 47, Andrew Barker. Here we go. Under center, I formation waiting for the snap. Hands it off in the backfield to the 40 and 32-yard line and is stopped. Hunter Perry once again is stopped behind the line. And that's going to set up a 4th down and 7 situation for Vanderbilt. The punting team's coming up right now. 10:20 to go and counting left in the 4th quarter. Assumption up by 1, 13-12. As Vanderbilt is now getting ready to punt. All the way back to his own 35 to receive this punt is Bell for Assumption. Here we go. Center is in place, ready to snap it. There it is. The ball hits the turf, but they still get it off. Barely get it off. It wobbles like a duck at the 41, where it is fair caught by Assumption. Bell did a good job of holding on to the ball that time. Let's take a quick break with 9:51 left to go in regulation. Assumption 13, Vanderbilt 12. This is KTIB Game of the Week.
God created football for Fridays, and he saw it, and it's good. Your home for prep football. Joy 640 KTIB.
Need an upgrade from the bed to your head? Well, look no further. Get down to Two Sisters Bedding and Accessories, located at 7389 Main Street, Houma, Louisiana. There you can find quality comforter sets, curtains, linens, ladies' handbags, wallets, home decor, flowers, apparel, and much more. Service and quality. That's Two Sisters indeed, striving to meet all of your needs. 985-873-9928.
Back at John L. Guidry Stadium, Assumption just ran a 1st down play that resulted in a 3-yard loss. 2nd and 13, back at their own 38-yard line. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 1 back offset to the left. Quarterback waiting for the snap. Hands it off. No, and yes, he does. He does hand it off. These kids are very good at faking handoffs sometimes. That's why I have to hesitate a bit. Loss of a yard on the play as Vanderbilt's defense was all over that one. And that's going to mark a 3rd down situation and about 13 to go for the 1st down. 8:58 and counting left to go in the 4th quarter. All right, now Assumption once again getting their plays from the sidelines. Virtually no huddles by their offense in this contest. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 1 back offset to the left out of shotgun formation. Waiting for the snap, looking over the line again. 1 receiver in motion is Bell. Back to pass, looking once, sacked in the back. Caught from the blind side, number 5, Ed DuPont, just came in for Vanderbilt and roughed up the situation. And so now Assumption, virtually a 3 and out on the play. 4th down and 14 with 8:18 and counting left to go. As they get the special teams back out there, Vanderbilt will have 2 men deep. Number 1, Kitchens, is out there again, and it looks like number 44 is also out there. That is Guillory, Colby Guillory. They'll stand at their own 35. There's the punt snap. They barely get it away. And they get it, number 41 has it at the 35. I gave the wrong number earlier. Apologize about that. Nyree Smith with a 5-yard return, and he nets it 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line for Vanderbilt, with 7:49 left to go in regulation. We'll go ahead and keep it here because it looks like they're all ready for the first snap of this drive. No, we're not. We do have a timeout. So let's go ahead and take a timeout right here back at the station. 13-12, Assumption over Vanderbilt. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
You're listening to Football Friday on Joy 640 AM, KTIB.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we have the victory.
Your home from kickoff to victory. It's Football Friday on Joy 640 AM, KTIB.
We have the victory.
Sam Moses presents the hit gospel stage play Did Love Cause Me to Hurt? Under the direction of Tony Gulledge, former musical director for Tyler Perry, comes a compelling story that delivers comedy.
One time the devil came at me.
Well, come on now, Jesse. What did you do?
Gave him my
Powerful
phone number.
singing, a lifetime message, and a guaranteed good time. Starring recording artist Bobby Wilson, R&B recording artist Eric Gable, music evangelist Jackie Tolbert, and Homer's own Howard Nixon and the Soul Specials. We strongly urge all God's people to attend Sunday, September 20th in Pelche Hall at Nicholls State University in Thibodaux, Louisiana for one night only. Tickets available at the Go Gallery in Luling, B&B Records in Thibodaux, Positive Images Salon in Gray, New York Style and Beauty in Homa, and Rita Mae's Kitchen in Morgan City, Louisiana. For more information, contact 985-665-9246. This play promises to be hilarious, exciting, powerful, and just plain good. Did love cause me to hurt?
We're back here at John L. Guidry Stadium. A first down play for Vanderbilt resulted in 2 yards by Perry doing a lot of twisting and turning as if he was the great Gale Sayers. Now 2nd down and 8. Handoff this time to St. Martin. Gets about 1 yard on the play. This is going to end up with a 3rd down and 6 situation. No, excuse me, 3rd down and 7. 6:58 and counting left in the 4th quarter. Assumption has a 1-point lead over Vanderbilt. Early on in the contest, the turnover and penalties were hurting Assumption, and that's been cleaned up somewhat in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Vanderbilt needing to sustain a drive here and to try to get a score and take the lead. We mentioned the pregame show. Vanderbilt's goal is to try to keep the ball away from Assumption's offense as much as possible. I formation, one receiver to the right, along with a split end. Running to the right side is Cantrell. Now he scrambles back the other way at the 25, at the 30, 35-40. Look, wide open. 35-30, 25-20. Jeffrey Ross is going to go all the way for a touchdown. Jeffrey Ross of Vanderbilt. An incredible play. Cantrell takes the snap and rolls to the left. He rolls to the left, and then he swings back to the right to get away from the Assumption defense, and then he sees Ross is wide open down the right side, resulting in a touchdown. So Vanderbilt, if my math is correct, should be up now 18-13 with 6:14 left to go in this 4th quarter. Holy Toledo, what an incredible play. Just caught you, as they used to say in baseball, caught you out of right field. Vanderbilt's going to line up for a kicked extra point. Number 10, Chauvin, will be the holder, and Blanchard will be the kicker, as it looks like there's a discussion right now between the officials and the Vanderbilt coaching staff, and now they're coming off the field. Vanderbilt is using a timeout on the extra point. They're going to decide whether or not to go for one or two. Right now they have a 5-point lead, so the question is whether or not it's worth the attempt to kick it and be up by 6 and give Assumption more of a chance to take a lead later on, or to go ahead and go for 2 now and make it a 7-point differential and make this contest still very interesting as well. So some interesting strategy going on by Coach Laurie Dupont and his staff. Right now, him and his players are huddling near their own side of the field, near their sideline around the 25-yard line, going through this process of decision-making. Once again, right now, 6:14 left to go in the 4th quarter. And folks, this started off as a rather sluggish contest in the 1st quarter, but it definitely is not going to end that way, to say the least. And right now, Assumption's defense, or special teams defense rather, is coming back out. And now the Vanderbilt special teams is coming out. So let's see if they're going to go ahead and go for 2 in this situation. And it looks like they will. Another I formation. No, excuse me, not an I. It's 3 backs in the backfield this time. A stacked I, actually. Here we go. There's the snap. Goes straight ahead with the football, and they got it. Darren Kitchens from 3 yards out, runs straight ahead, bulldozes in there, and it's now 20-13. So we're going to take a timeout here. Vanderbilt 20, Assumption 13 with 6:14 left to go in regulation. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
Kathy Baldwin and staff welcome you to Oakshire Cafe, where you can get home-cooked plate lunches, homemade hamburgers, gumbo, soups, appetizers, po' boys, and breakfast. Oakshire Cafe is located 5513 West Park Avenue, Houma, Louisiana, next to Cycle World. We deliver. Call 985-580-4545. Listen to our daily lunch specials each day here on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
You're listening to Football Friday on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
Yes, we're back. Once again, 6:14 left to go in the fourth quarter. Vanderbilt 20, Assumption 13. What an incredible contest this has turned out to be. And by the way, for those of you who did not attend the game, just like last night's game played here between Edie White and South Lafourche, all of the fans are here on the home side of the stadium where the home side is considered the press box side. Vanderbilt ready to kick off. Blanchard from the 40. A line drive kick goes back to the 10, and Assumption returns it at the 5, to the 10, to the 15. Struggling to get to the 20. And Assumption is stopped right there. Looks like just shy of the 20, around the 19-yard line. So Assumption gets the ball, first down and 10, having to drive 81 yards for a touchdown and a kicked extra point to tie with 6:06 left to go in regulation. What a contest, to say the least. Okay, right now on the field for Vanderbilt includes number 38 on the field. John Bourne is out there. Also number 30, Jordan Ezel. All right, Assumption now. They're going to have 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 1 back offset to the left. Quarterback shotgun waiting for the snap. 1 man in motion right to left. Hands it off to him, down to the 20, to the 25, to 30, and down to the 32-yard line once again. Assumption continues to move the football. That's Jamal Jupiter cutting back and forth. That's another earned first down for Assumption, as they use just enough seams in the Vanderbilt defense to get the first down. Clock keeps rolling. Temporary stop to move the chains. 5:58 to go in the fourth. Now the clock rolls. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1 back offset to the left. Shotgun formation again, waiting for the snap. And here we go, 1 man in motion to the right. And they hand it off to the right side, down to the 33-yard line on the play. Assumption will get about a 1-yard gain to make it 2nd down and 9 on the play. All right, guys continue to rotate on almost every down. Number 5 coming in, Darius Bell once again. Assumption looking for their next play to call as more guys continue to rotate. Looks like the big tight end, Trinell Walker, is coming out of the game. Also out there is number 3, Tevin Williams. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 1 back offset to the right from shotgun formation. Quarterback looking over the signals. That's, of course, Mobile. 1 man in motion. There he goes, back to pass. Looking to the right side. Intercepted by Vanderbilt at the 50. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, down to the 17-yard line. Darren Kitchens, eagle eye on the play, and he goes all the way downfield. It looks there's a penalty flag down at the 39. So let's see if part of this is coming back. Was it after the interception? Was it before? The officials are now discussing that. Of course, if the foul occurred after the interception, Vanderbilt will still keep the ball. 4:48 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Vanderbilt is up by 7 points. It appears their offense is taking the field. Illegal use of the hands against Vanderbilt and a personal foul against Vanderbilt. Wow. So once again, we'll see if both penalties are going to be enforced or just one or the other. As they mark the foul, the flag went down at the 36-yard line of Assumption. Okay, and now they continue. Okay, that's what they're going to do. They're going to march the ball back 15 yards, and they're going to spot it 1st and 10. Vanderbilt will keep the ball. Yes, they will. Vanderbilt keeps the ball from the interception since the foul was after the interception occurred, but they will have it way back at the 36-yard line, their own 36-yard line. Decide to mark it off from where the foul occurred. So it looked like it appeared to be 20 yards in penalties, if I do my math correct, in that situation. No, actually, no. They must have marked it from where he intercepted the ball. Here we go. 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle to St. Martin. He's going to get, looks like, about a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's it. 4:39 and counting to go. Vanderbilt is up by 7, 20-13. And once again, yes, 2nd and 8 at their own 38. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if it's a little quiet in this booth, this is virtually almost a soundproof booth here at the stadium. Every now and then we hear some noises in the hallway or whatever, or maybe from the next door booths. Okay, Vanderbilt breaks their huddle. They're going to go back to, it looks like, a stacked backfield with Cantrell under center. 3 backs in the backfield. Pitches back to Pierre. Takes it out, to the 40. Perry to the 45-yard line. And it looks like he'll be just short of the first down. He'll need a yard for the first on the play, so that's going to make it a 3rd down and 1 yard to go, but the clock is stopped since he got out of bounds. 3rd down situation, technically 3rd down and 2. 3:58 in holding left in the 4th quarter. This could be a D-key drive for Vanderbilt in terms of trying to keep the ball away from Assumption. Okay, they have one receiver out to the left. They're keeping the stacked backfield. Under the center, hands off to Perry. He gets the first down at the 50, crosses to the 45, down to the 41-yard line. Excellent use of the running game that time, as it will be 3:49 left to go in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 for Vanderbilt at the Assumption 41-yard line. Leading up front for Vanderbilt in that situation include Jacob Peoples, number 60, Luke Spinella, number 65 as well. I see also out there number 78, Chad Harson. Assumption right now waiting for Vanderbilt to break the huddle. Also in there for Vanderbilt, number 47, Andrew Barker. Now they go back to an I formation. And no receivers to the left, none to the right. Everybody's in tight with Cantrell under center. Waiting for the snap. They go back to St. Martin, breaks it open to the 40 to the 35-yard line. 3:22 right now left in the contest. And there's a timeout called by Assumption. So we're going to go ahead and take a break right now. 3:22 left in the game. Vanderbilt 20, Assumption 13. This is the KTIB Game of the Week.
Thibodeau Urgent Care, located at 318 North Canal Boulevard, reminds listeners it's flu season and the risk of obtaining symptoms are great. Protect yourself and your family by being proactive. Get vaccinated. The 2009-2010 flu shots are available at Thibodeau Urgent Care. Illness can strike at any time, even when your doctor's office is closed. Thibodeau Urgent Care is staffed by emergency room trained providers that care for non-life-threatening illnesses and injuries. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please call the clinic at 985-446-5210 if you wish to verify your insurance. Stop by today. No appointment necessary. Thibodeau Urgent Care. You shouldn't have to wait to feel better.
Back at John L. Guidry Stadium. 3:22 left to go in the 4th quarter. Vanderbilt up by 7, 20-13. Vanderbilt's offense comes back out on the field. They got the ball right near the 35-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. They're going back to the stacked backfield again with a shift by St. Martin. Cantrell under center. There's the snap. He's handing off to Perry for virtually no gain on the play. And now it looks like Assumption is stopping the clock again with 3:17 left to go in the 4th quarter. 7-point lead for Vanderbilt. Yes, Assumption is using another timeout. So both teams are going to go to their respective sidelines to talk to their coaches. Very important situation now for Vanderbilt. 3rd down and roughly 5 yards to go for the first. And it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to set this up. If they're going to go ahead and keep trying to barrel straight ahead, force Assumption to use. Assumption may have one timeout left. I'm not 100% sure about that. Don't have all the notes here. They're not using all of the scoreboard readout dials for tonight's contest, as our 5 officials also huddle on the field during this timeout. One thing I give a lot of credit, both players on these squads appear to have a lot of stamina in this game. It's still very human for I guess what you'd consider mid-September in South Louisiana. In fact, one of the timeouts we had earlier in the fourth quarter was actually a heat timeout, which is part of the LHSAA rule book, where if the officials feel that the game is rather warm or rather humid, as many as 3 heat breaks can be taken during each half. Okay, Vanderbilt's offense is back on the field using the stacked backfield situation. No receivers out. Cantrell under center. Pitches back to Perry. Looking for the first down. He's going to get it down the right side. The left side, excuse me. He's going to cross the 30, and they're going to spot him at the 23-yard line. First down and 10 for Vanderbilt. And good use of a sweep to the left side. 3:08 left to go in the fourth quarter. I couldn't tell if he got out of bounds, and apparently the officials are ready to bowl. There you go, and they will roll the clock. So he did stay in bounds. 3:05 and counting left to go in the fourth quarter. Vanderbilt now breaks the huddle. They're just going to keep sticking with the stacked backfield in the hoping of running out the clock and winning this contest. No receivers. Two tight ends in the situation. Under center, they hand off straight ahead again to St. Martin, who spins around, gets past the 20, may still be on his feet, and now they stop the play at the 20-yard line. So we're going to give him about a 3-yard gain on the play, and Assumption just used their last timeout. 2:39 left to go. Let's go ahead and take a break right now. 20-13, Vanderbilt over Assumption. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
I can become a machinist.
I can create great things as a machinist.
I can have a career, not just a job.
I can jumpstart my career and earning potential.
I will have a career as a machinist. I can get trained in just 2 years.
And I can receive financial assistance.
I can get more information on this job and others by calling 985-359-9777.
You can be anything you want. You can work it, Louisiana.
We're back here at John L. Guidry Stadium. 2:39 left to go in the fourth quarter, 20-13. Vanderbilt over Assumption. Vanderbilt with the football. Second down situation at the Assumption 20. It appears right now, for some reason, one of the down markers, the chain gang markers are down. But it looks to be about a second down and 7 situation. Stacked backfield. Handing off to St. Martin down the left side. He might go all the way. 15-10, 5. The ball came loose, but he was out of bounds. The officials rule he was out of bounds. It looks like they're going to spot him at the 3-yard line. St. Martin just bulldozed down the left sideline, got the first down. I saw the ball had flown out when he was hit, but the officials ruled that he did get out of bounds before the ball was fumbled, because if that ball went out the end zone, that easily could have been a touchback, but was not, according to the angles that we can tell from here. So they get a first down situation. They're officially spotted at the 4-yard line with 2:32 and holding left in the game. A touchdown here might seal it for Vanderbilt. Stacked backfield. Cantrell under center. Hands off to Perry. Down the left side. Touchdown. Touchdown for Perry off the left side. Almost untouched. And that now makes it a 26-13 ball game for Vanderbilt. And barring a quick offensive comeback for Assumption, it'll make it very difficult to try to come back here. All right, coming out on the field to try the extra point is Blanchard with Chauvin holding. And like I said, what an incredible drive by Vanderbilt to capitalize off of that interception earlier in the contest. Turnovers once again has hurt Assumption in terms of direct scoring. Here we go, ready for the snap. There it is low, it is up, and it is good. So we're going to go ahead and take another timeout. 2:27 left to go in the fourth quarter. Vanderbilt 27, Assumption 13. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
Give me a K, give me a T, give me an I, give me a B. It's Football Friday on KTIB. Woo!
It doesn't matter if you own a restaurant, law firm, animal hospital, or boutique hotel. Because while the focus of every business is totally different, the best way to save is always the same. Charter Business can power what your business does best and help you save up to 15% on telephone and internet service when you switch to the Charter Business Bundle. So whether you're running a coffee house or accounting office, everything you need to save big is right there in front of you. Get reliable phone service with your same number and equipment, along with great features and a choice of long-distance packages. Plus high-speed internet with security features and speeds up to 20 megs, multiple email accounts, and hosting capabilities. When it comes to saving, private gyms can benefit just as much from switching to the Charter Business Bundle as dental clinics. Call 888-861-3123 now for complete details or visit charter-business.com/bundle to start saving up to 15% off our standard rates today. Service is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Here we go. Kickoff by Vanderbilt from the 40, end over end. Going towards the left side. Assumption takes it at their own 2, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, and tackled near the 20-yard line, it does appear. So Assumption will have the ball first down and 10 at their own 20. Once again, they are now down by 14 points, 27-13, with 2:21 in holding left to go in the fourth quarter. Okay, right now in the defensive situation for Vanderbilt, out there includes number 5, Ed DuPont, 6, Seth Ward, who originally wasn't scheduled to play in the contest tonight. Number 39, Nick LeBlanc, is also out there. 38, John Bourne is also out there. I see number 70 as well, David Breerwood. Assumption, 3 receivers to the left, none to the right. 1 receiver, 1 back offset to the left. Rolling right. Mobile looking downfield, throws as hard as he can for number 4, incomplete. Jupiter throws barely. He had it through his hands, maybe a quarter of a yard over the outstretched reach of his fingertips, incomplete. So now it's going to be at the 2:14 mark of the fourth quarter. 14-point differential in favor of Vanderbilt right now, with the clock holding, obviously, because of the incomplete situation. All right, now they're going to Assumption's going to put 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation with 1 back offset to the right. Mobile still in there, looking to the left, wanting to throw. He goes over the middle. Incomplete pass. Beautiful breakup by 2 defenders. Number 30 on the play, Jordan Ezell, and number 27, Brody Barrios. They were right between the receiver trying to catch the football and did a good job of knocking it down. So now with 2:09 left to go in the fourth quarter, Assumption faces a 3rd and 10 situation. Okay, right now they're getting their offense aligned as 1 receiver is going to go to the right, now 2 to the right with 2 to the left, 1 back offset to the left. Shotgun formation quarterback. There's the snap. He's going to throw a quick out to the right. Receiver takes it down the sideline, down to the 25 and to the 28-yard line. So it's now a 4th down and 2 for Assumption. They're out of timeouts. The clock is rolling with 1:57 left to go. They need to hurry up if they're going to try to get a score in this contest. 1:51 and counting. They're still going to have 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 1 back offset to the left out of shotgun. They got to at least get a first down to keep this going. Looking once. Now they're going to throw it. They will get the first down. Down to the 34-yard line. They keep the receiver inbounds. The clock will temporarily stop to move the chains. Afterwards, they'll start again. We're at 1:34 in holding right now for Assumption. It will be first down and 10 at their own 34. The officials about to put the ball in play. And we're still holding, and now it is. Clock is rolling. 1:33 and counting. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Looking once, looking twice. Mobile's going to roll out to the 35, to the 37. He falls down at the 40. They say he's still inbounds, so the clock keeps rolling with 1:20 and counting left to go in the contest. 1:17. They got to hurry up out on the field. They spot the ball at the 40. It's going to be a 2nd down and 4 situation for Assumption. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They keep calling signals. Shotgun formation. 1 back offset to the left. 1:03 to go in the contest. Looking once is Mobile. Looking to throw to the right, and he's sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Mobile is sacked back there. It looks like on the play, if we can get a good number read, number 34 for Vanderbilt did that, Michael Ortego. The clock is 45 seconds and counting now. The officials still have to spot the ball in play. It's just going to keep rolling. 3rd down and 6. 2 left, 2 right. Looking to pass is Mobile. Looking once. He heaves it downfield and incomplete. 2 Vanderbilt and 1 Assumption receiver had an opportunity. 2 Vanderbilt defenders, 1 Assumption receiver had a chance at the ball. And now the clock is holding with 30 seconds left. 27-13. Vanderbilt up top. 4th down and 6. Although the odds are kind of long for Assumption, a quick score will at least give them some opportunity to try to stay in the game. 2 to the right, 2 to the left on the receiving core. 1 back offset to the right, shotgun formation. Mobile rolling left, looking to throw. Now he's going to try to launch it. Incomplete. Incomplete pass on 4th down. Vanderbilt's going to take over on downs with 23 seconds left to go. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Vanderbilt's going to win this contest 27-13. One more snap at the football, and that'll officially do the contest. Well, Assumption, once again, the turnover bug that we mentioned before the game, heard them last week against Assumption, and unfortunately, the turnover bug was directly related to at least 14 Vanderbilt points in this contest, if not more. Once again, we're waiting for one more snap by Vanderbilt as Jeffrey Ross comes out of the game. Basically what they used to call victory formation now. Looks like all they got to do is kneel on the ball. Assumption's out of timeouts, and that's going to be it. 1st and 10 from their own 38. And Cantrell takes the snap as the clock rolls down. So in essence, ladies and gentlemen, it will be a final. Vanderbilt 27, Assumption 13. Let's go take another commercial break back at the studio, and then we'll come back to wrap it up from here. You're listening to the KTIB Game of the Week.
It is now time for the events for this week on your station, Joy 640 AM KTIB. Local Parish Council meeting held every 2nd and 4th Tuesday at 5 o'clock p.m. For more information, call 985-447-8427. Mayor Calumet invites local residents to attend any one of the remaining town hall meetings scheduled to be held at local fire stations throughout the city. September 16, 2009, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Thibodaux, Home, Hook, and Ladder Fire Station on Canal Boulevard. September 17, 2009, 6 o'clock p.m. West Thibodaux Fire Station on Notre Dame. Everyone is welcome to attend any meeting that is most convenient. Genesis Baptist Church, 1113 Church Street, Houma, Louisiana, presents the Four Gospels on Friday, September 18th at 7 o'clock p.m. Each night features local pastors. This is a service you don't want to miss. For more info, call 872-3655. There will be a community fair hosted by Christian Church of God in Christ September 18th through 20th, 2009. For more information, contact Master Builders at 985-227-4649. The Lafourche Parish Government Office of Community Action will host the 4th Annual Teen Expo on Saturday, September 19, 2009, beginning at 3 p.m. at the Warren J. Harang Junior Municipal Auditorium in Thibodaux. This year's theme is Building Blocks for the Youth Development. Admission to Teen Expo is free. Doors open at 2:30 p.m. and students will need to show their student ID for admission. For more information, call any of the Community Action offices in the parish, 985-446-6731. Join New Horizon Missionary Baptist Church as they celebrate their annual Women's Day program, Sunday, September 20th, 2009 at 8 o'clock a.m. 29169 Highway 644, Vacherie, Louisiana 70090. Sam Moses presents the hit gospel stage play, The Love Caused Me to Hurt, Sunday, September 20th at 5 o'clock p.m. at Nicholls State University, Pelche Hall. For more information, call 504-292-1381 or 985-665-9246. Our birthdays for this week are Vanessa Lumar and Deborah Harden. If you would like to hear your events ad here, call 985-447-6404 or fax information to 985-447-6464.
And we're back here at John L. Guidry Stadium to wrap up this exciting contest tonight. Early on between here Assumption and Vanderbilt, with Vanderbilt taking the game 27-13, it appeared to be the penalty bowl, as Assumption had some 7 penalties in the first half compared to Vanderbilt's 3, and it really hurt them on their first drive. Assumption really led the first half in time of possession, but on their first drive where they ate up over 8 minutes on the clock, they only netted about 6 yards on that first drive because of all the crazy penalties. But anyway, Vanderbilt capitalized early on in the game when their defense rushed at the quarterback, basically took the ball away from them and ran 15 yards for a touchdown to take an early lead. And really that was symbolic of this contest. The turnover bug hurt Assumption, and then in special teams they had a botched punt that was not blocked by the defense, but only wobbled to about a net -1 yard net gain that Vanderbilt simply fell on and as a result would eventually get a score out of that as well. In the second half, Assumption made it great in the third quarter by scoring 13 points to take the lead during the contest. Then Vanderbilt got the lead back 20-13. And then once again, the turnover bug hit Assumption with an interception that eventually led to the next Vanderbilt score and what has turned out to be our final 27-13, which means Vanderbilt will now improve to 2-1, and Assumption, unfortunately, will now fall to 1-2. Before we finish out anything over here at John L. Guidry Stadium in Thibodeau, I want to let everybody know the field has held very, very well. It almost looks flawless. You wouldn't know of the rain we had this week. But a very good contest for both schools tonight. Unfortunately, someone had to lose, and that turned out to be Assumption. We also want to thank Coach Preston and Athletic Director Sandy Fussell from Assumption for allowing us to broadcast from this home game as well. And Vanderbilt is setting up right now. Their band and their spirit squads are out there getting ready to perform for the post-game crowd. Well, once again, our final score is Vanderbilt 27, Assumption 13. So, Bethany, if there's not anything else that you need us to do from here, I guess we'll bring it back to you.
All right, William, thank you so very much. Sounds like a very, very exciting game. We have some guests in the studio with us. We have Pastor Vincent Richard of the New Life Family Worship Center of Vandebilt, Louisiana, along with Minister Benny Simmons of the About Our Father's Business Prison Ministry. And we have Miss Victoria and Isaiah and little Benny also in the studio. And good thing about it, they all just came from the Vanderbilt Assumption game. So I'm going to go ahead on and we're going to get them on the mics. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing? All right. Well, tell us a little bit about the game. Did y'all enjoy yourself?
Well, the game was nice. It was fun, and everybody was eating popcorn. It was just like live, just like, wow, okay. My kids really enjoyed themselves. They were their first time, so they came out and had a good time.
So whose side were y'all on?
Assumption.
Assumption. All right. We have some Assumptions in the house. This was our wild card game. Usually we cover Thibodeau High or E.D. White game, but because this was a bye week for both teams and they were away, we just went ahead on and covered this game. And we're so happy that we did because of our affiliates with the Ken Trahan show. I met the affiliate when we went to the luncheon, and he was like, I hope y'all cover one of our games. So I'm so glad throughout the season we got a chance to cover those games. But most of all, what I'm so very happy about is that we like for local pastors to come in and do the closing prayer after the game. And that's your area. 9 out of 10, some of those football players that's on that team is a member of your church, a member of your community. Yeah. So it's for you to cover them, and it's for you to share God's blessing and, to show them the right way to go and to encourage them as they're on the football team. Yeah. So we thank you so very much, Pastor Richardson, for coming in today to do our closing prayer. But did you play football when you were in high school?
Flag football. Didn't like pain.
And what about the kids? Isaiah, do you play football? No. Do you want to play football?
Basketball.
Oh, he's a basketball man. Yeah. What about you, little Benny? He said same thing what he said. He played basketball. And what do you do, Miss Victoria, Miss Princess?
Right.
Oh, you're a writer. I thought you said a ratter, like you tell on your little brothers, well, your big brothers. But I'm just so glad that we had a lot of fun with the game. Thanks to William for everything that he does. William really brings us into the game. Even though that we're on the other side of the radio and we're listening to it, he does a very, very good job of giving us that visual aspect of the game. We're going to go to the Ken Trahan show. So after the prayer, before William get in here so we can get some highlights from what happened with Thibodeau High on the road and what happened with E.D. White on last night and all the schools around the state of Louisiana. But before we get to all of those preliminaries, we're going to go into our prayer with Reverend Vincent Richardson of New Life Christian Community Church.
Amen. We want to pray. Father, we just bless you and we thank you for all the many blessings that you stored upon us. Father God, this was a good day and a blessed day. God, we thank you, Father God, for allowing us to have an opportunity in America to give you praise, honor, and glory after a football game or before a football game. God, I just speak great blessings over those that played and the family and the fans that came out. God, continue to watch over us. God, I pray that as they travel home, I pray that their homes and their trailers or wherever they're going be safe and intact when they get there. I speak many blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Now, we have something coming up with About Our Father's Ministry. First of all, About Our Father's Business Ministry is a sponsor of Football Friday here on KTIB, and you may have heard the promo. It was done by Brother Benny Simmons. And if you would just tell us a little bit, tell our listening audience a little bit about Our Father's Business Prison Ministry.
The About Our Father's Prison Ministry is a nonprofit organization. It's there for the rebirth, rededication, and the rehabilitation of the incarcerated. And we try to help those in prison as well as their families to get back on the right track, which is back in the hands of God.
Now, we do have something coming up with that ministry.
Oh, yeah. We're planning, Sister Mary Grace and some of the other ladies in the ministry, as well as yourself, we're planning the first annual benefit banquet, which is Saturday, October the 24th at 6 a.m. at the KC Hall in Libertyville.
All right, listen up to Joy 640 AM KTIB. We will have more information on that. For you all that the ministry may sound a little familiar, but you're just not sure, this is the same ministry that has been going into the Lafourche Parish prison system as well as Assumption, and we also have a ministry out in Houma baptizing the inmates who have given their souls and their lives over to Jesus Christ. At this time, we'd like to send a shout out to Warden Aberdeen. If you're listening, thank you so very much for your support. And also Sheriff Wagaspet of Assumption. So we give them all heads up. Thank you for allowing us to come into your facilities and also allowing us to spread the love of Jesus. Pastor Richardson is also associate minister of that ministry. He goes into the prison, he preaches and he teaches. You have just heard that powerful prayer by him. And if they would like to visit your church, where is your church located at?
I'm located right next to White Star Cleaners in Libertyville on Highway 1.
Okay, and what's your service times?
10 a.m., just one service.
10 a.m. on a Sunday?
On a Sunday. We'll be starting Wednesday, probably in October. So I'll keep the radio station posted with that.
All righty. That's again Brother Benny Simmons, founder of About Our Father's Business Prison Ministry, along with Pastor Vincent Richard of New Life Christian Community. And we have some kids in. Would y'all like to say anything, kids? Victoria said the football game was cool. That's what I'm talking about. That was Princess Victoria Richard. Any of the boys have something that you want to say? You have to speak loud. You're sleepy after climbing all them steps on Nickel Steaks, huh? Yeah, that's what your dad said too when he come in here. He was like, man, this is a lot of steps. As we wait for William to join us back in the studio so we can do our post-game show, I would just like to take this time out right now to thank all of our sponsors for our Football Friday: Charter Communications, Thibodeau Urgent Care, Thibodeau Spine Center, Entergy of Louisiana, Master Builders Community Center, Oakshire Cafe, About Our Father's Business Prison Ministry Network, Joy Hurricane Awareness Systems, Louisiana Clear Eyes, Working Louisiana, the Cajun Caribbean Culture Shop, Salone and Salone Fencing, Two Sisters Bedding, and our honorary sponsor, Block Law Firm of Thibodeau, Louisiana. Thank you so very much for sponsoring this program. We are in need of additional sponsors. If you would like to sponsor Football Fridays here on Joy 640 AM KTIB, we ask that you call our sales office at 985-447-6404, and you will hear your advertisement advertised here on the station. Also, we have on next week's game, we will be covering Terrebonne versus Thibodeau High. That's Terrebonne versus Thibodeau High, starting at 6 o'clock. Our prayer with Myron Wright at 6 o'clock. And our closing prayer would be by Thibodeau, Homer's own Reverend McGuire of Genesis Baptist Church. So we try to get a pastor from every church that we're actually featuring that game. So since it's a Homer team that we're playing, we're going to get a Homer pastor to do it, just like we had Pastor Vincent from Assumption Parish to do the closing prayer tonight. So join us here. We're going to have a fabulous halftime show for you guys, just like we did on today. On last week and the week before last, we think that we are so excited we're getting additional listeners every week. So we urge you to continue to listen and to continue to support Joy 640 AM KTIB. Continue to pray for our high school players, also our college players and NFL players, and continue just to lift us up all around the world, especially our leaders. Also, we have what's called a Tiger Roar or a Colonel Call. What that is a shout out for your favorite football player, cheerleader, or band member of either Thibodeau High School, E.D. White, or any school in the Tri-Parish area. Those shout outs are $20 a piece. You can either do them through your students, through your child's school, or you can call KTIB at 985-447-6404, and we'll be more than happy to take care of that for you. At this time, we are going to go back into the Ken Trahan Show, see what's going on over there after we hear from some of our sponsors. Thank you for joining us here, and William and I will be right back soon as he enters into the studio. You're listening to Joy 640 AM KTIB Football Fridays.
Give me a K, give me a T, give me an I, give me a B. It's Football Friday on KTIB. Woo!
It doesn't matter if you own a restaurant, law firm, animal hospital, or boutique hotel. Because while the focus of every business is totally different, the best way to save is always the same. Charter Business can power what your business does best and help you save up to 15% on telephone and internet service when you switch to the Charter Business Bundle. So whether you're running a coffee house or accounting office, everything you need to save big is right there in front of you. Get reliable phone service with your same number and equipment, along with great features and a choice of long-distance packages. Plus high-speed internet with security features and speeds up to 20 megs, multiple email accounts, and hosting capabilities. When it comes to saving, private gyms can benefit just as much from switching to the Charter Business Bundle as dental clinics. Call 888-861-3123 now for complete details, or visit charter-business.com/bundle to start saving up to 15% off our standard rates today. Service is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Kathy Baldwin and staff welcome you to Oakshire Cafe, where you can get home-cooked plate lunches, homemade hamburgers, gumbo, soups, appetizers, pool boys, and breakfast. Oakshire Cafe is located 5513 West Park Avenue, Homer, Louisiana, next to Cycle World. We deliver. Call 985-580-4545. Listen to our daily lunch specials each day here on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
You're listening to Football Friday on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
Now we return to the Ken Trahan Original Prep Football Show on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
Punt, but fumbled the punt. That gave St. Louis the possession at the Catholic 26. 3 plays later, Kenny Brown, just the outstanding receiver from St. Louis, made a circus 27-yard catch at a 4. Dylan Berlin ran in the last 4 yards. So they fumbled the snap on the extra point, but with 4:09 to go, that gave them a 34-28 lead. Catholic now faces a 3rd and 13 with 2:36 to go from their own 28-yard line. So looking at a long field with just 2:36 to go, down 34-28 to St. Louis. And really a back-and-forth, very good offensive football game.
Kevin Foote of theadvertiser.com. Please call us back with a final. We appreciate it. Let's check in with Eric Brown at Reed Central. Eric.
Final score tonight, Kenneth Central 53, Reed 18. Central led 50-0 at halftime. Give Reed a lot of credit because they didn't give up down 50-0 at halftime. They were outscored 141-0 at that point this season, but they outscored Central 18-3 in the second half. Though they were playing against Central JV players, they still did a great job, and they still fought. And Central 53-18. No, Central had a big loss last week, so this week they get back on the winning track. reporting live from Central at Central Middle. This is Eric Brown for the original on WGSO.
All right, to Slidell for the big one between Salmon and John Curtis. Bob Utzler with an update. Bob?
Hey, Kenny, it's 17-17. One of the Curtis runners just broke it open. Number 25 took it all the way down to the 30-yard line. It's 17-17. 1:55 remaining in this game. Patriots get the kickoff. Salmon stops him to the 5. That runner just took it from the 5-yard line all the way down to the Salmon 30. Curtis is on the move. 1:55 remaining in the game. 17-17. Back to you, Kenny, and the original.
Wow. I mean, you know, what else would you have expected? What an incredible game. What a finish set up. Just over a minute left. Curtis at the Salmon 40. That game is tied at 17, folks. Marty Luquette, the latest on Carr Destrehan. Hey, Marty.
Hey, Kenny, Carr goes the distance again. Kenneth goes in for the touchdown from 11 yards out on a pass from months ago, and it's 32-10 Carr.
All right, fourth quarter now.
Fourth quarter, 9 minutes still remaining in this game.
All right, 32-10, boy. Munchie Lego having a big game. Thank you very much, Marty. Call us back. With that, we check in with Phil Greco for the latest on Fontainebleau and Rommel. Hey, Phil.
Kenny, I tell you what, we were tied 3-3, and then with 5 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the game, Terrence Jones made a 5-yard run, and he and J.J. Brown did most of the work all the way down the field. Extra point by Raziano was good, made it 10-3. Then with 45 seconds, Carvin Johnson, he must like this field, returned the punt 50 yards for a touchdown. Extra point was good, and it was 17-3 as the final score. I tell you what, the Raider defense by Craig Randall, Philip Helmstetter, Miles O'Brien, I tell you, those kids really played well. They made a ton of tackles tonight. But it was a good, hard-fought ball game. It was very physical and had a great crowd, and the Raiders were fortunate to come away with a victory.
Well, that's a tough win, a class win, doing it in the fourth quarter. And Carvin Johnson's a real deal. He returned 2 for touchdowns against St. Paul's, another one tonight, and that's a great defensive effort, Phil. If you can get Coach Roth, you can call us back in a couple of minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks very much. Dave Beaudry standing by, and he's got the latest on a wild one that was delayed by lightning earlier. Jesuit Ponchatoula, they were tied at 21. Hey, Dave, what's the latest?
Hey, Kenny, with 6:35 left in the fourth quarter, it's the Jesuit Blue Jays 28 and the Ponchatoula Green Wave 24. Ponchatoula currently has the ball 1st and 10 on Jesuit's 24-yard line. The story of this half, really, it was Ponchatoula scored 10 unanswered points in the third quarter. And on the last play of the third quarter, Ethan Odo hooked up on a 34-yard touchdown pass to Josh Dudley to give the Blue Jays the 28-24 lead. And now the Green Wave are going back down the field. Really, both defenses have had trouble stopping the other team. Turnovers plagued Ponchatoula in the first half, and they plagued the Blue Jays in the second half. So with 5:55 remaining in the fourth quarter, and Ponchatoula driving, it's Jesuit 28, Ponchatoula 24. This is Dave Brody from the original.
Wild game. Great game. Thank you, Dave. And let's check in with Dan McDonald, the latest on Westgate Shaw. Dan.
Thank you, Kenny. It is a final. Westgate has pulled off the upset, 18-14 over Shaw. The entire second half virtually was played on Shaw's end of the field, but Westgate had 3 turnovers, including 2 of those inside the 20-yard line. But they finally made one count with 1:26 left. A 44-yard pass set it up and took it down to the Shaw 6-yard line, rather the 10-yard line. And from there, quarterback Deontay Spencer finally went across on a quarterback sneak from 1 yard out on 4th down. Spencer winds up rushing for 128 yards and passing for 113 yards in the ball game, and he provided basically every touchdown that Westgate had. Once again, the final from Lloyd G. Porter Stadium in New Iberia, the upset, Westgate 18 and Shaw 14. I'm Dan McDonald reporting for the original.
All right, Dan. Hanville has scored with 4:32 left. Lutcher 34, Hanville 31. Down to the wire in that incredible game tonight. With that, Chris Ladner for the latest. Hey, Chris, what's happening?
All right, thanks, Ken. We have a final here at Franklinton Demon Stadium. Franklinton 59, Vandebilt Wildcats 12. Action in the fourth quarter. Had a 70-yard run by number 4, Latarius Crumley. I believe I've already reported that one. The extra point was no good. Franklinton led 52-12 at that point. At the 4:25 mark, had a 12-yard run by number 31 for Franklinton. Second-string running back Corey Jones. Extra point was good. That's where the final tonight here at Franklinton Demon Stadium. Franklinton Demons 59, Vandebilt Wildcats 12. This is Chris Ladner with the original.
All right, thank you, Chris. Now to George Peppis. George.
Yeah, Kenny, about 10 seconds to go in this football game. Clark doesn't want it to end. Bellchase is up 41-18. Clark's got the football right now. They're going to probably just try a Hail Mary here. The last touchdown came off a Bellchase mistake, a fumble punt. Picked up by Dennis Christmas. He took it 61 yards to the house. 2-point conversion is no good. And that's 6 seconds to go. Bellchase leads 41-18. They're going to win this football game and look forward to the next week's big showdown with Tom. And this is the original on WGSO.
Hey, George, they got one play left. Is that right?
Yeah, there's going to be one more play left. If you'd like, I can hang and get this play over.
Let's do that.
If you want me to get Coach Beck now.
No, we won't have time for that, it looks like. But go ahead and give me the last play here.
All right, I will. Clark setting up in a trips left formation. They're at about their own 36. Looking to see here, the numbers are a little bit different to differentiate. Here we go. Clark is going to snap the ball right now. Here it is. Number 8 back there rolling right. Throwing it up. Oh, incomplete. Ball game over. Ken Bellchase wins it 41-18.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll take a brief time out. Back in a moment with more of the original on WGSO 990 AM and our flagship stations, of course, KKAY 1590 AM. Also, KPEL 105.1 FM, WSLA 1560 AM, and KTIB 640 AM. Back in a moment.
The big day nears. The recliner poised, ready. Possession of the remote, score. Now you need big food. Tasty food. Food you can eat with your hands. Food created by Wow Cafe and Wingery. Wings, wraps, burgers, salads, and beer. Ice cold beer. Wow Cafe and Wingery, your game day headquarters. New Orleans inspired, globally desired. Wow Cafe and Wingery.
Everybody wants a buddy scooter. Everybody needs to save on gas. Everybody loves a buddy scooter. You'll get a smile from everyone you pass. Well, everybody knows you're doing fine. You got your buddy saving money, and you're on a genuine scooter.
Big Easy Scooters on the corner of Austerlitz and Magazine, offering great deals on fun and economical transportation. Enjoy the freedom to roam the Big Easy and outlying areas at your own pace. For all your scooter needs and accessories, it's Big Easy Scooters, 3926 Magazine Street. Open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Big Easy Scooters. Call us for a test drive today at 269-6405 or go to BigEasyScooters.com.
Introducing Ally Bank's 9-month no-penalty CD with a great interest rate of 1.85% APY. Just to make that perfectly clear, that's a no-penalty CD. No penalty for early withdrawal, medium or late withdrawal. No extra fees, forfeiture, and no fine print anywhere. Just a high-interest 9-month no-penalty CD that lets you move all your money anytime, anywhere. It doesn't get more straightforward than that. Call Ally at 877-24-7-ALLY or go to allybank.com. Ally, straightforward. Member FDIC.
For 15 years, we've been the prep source you depend on and can count on. It's Ken Trahan's original prep football report on WGSO 990 AM, KTIB 640 AM, KTEL 105.1 FM, KKAY 1590 AM, WSLA 1560 AM, WGSO.com, and at NewOrleans.com sports. Back to Ken Trahan.
And with that, here's Mike Fauché, Lutcher Honville. Mike.
Hey, Ken, how you doing?
Good. What's happening?
2 minutes, 2:29 left in the game. Lutcher 34, Orangeville 31. Lutcher's playing a first and 10 from their own 31-yard line. We got a shootout over here right now, Kenny.
Mike, call us back. Thank you very much. Wow. So under 3 minutes to play. Lutcher's got the ball. They're up by 3. With that, we check in with Bob Mutzler on the other big one between Selman and John Curtis. Bob.
Kenny, the regulation time is 0, and the score is still tied. 17-17. Curtis at the very end had a chance to try a field goal from about the 5, but they were penalized twice and moved them back. And then they tried it, and the field goal was no good, so we're all tied up, getting ready to go into overtime.
Wow. Keep us posted, Bob. Thank you very much. Michael Lambert, last time we checked, big upset potential brewing. ULab was leading number 1 St. John. Michael, what's happening?
All right, Ken, tide has turned a little bit here. Final score over here at Plaquemine High School, St. John 27, UI 26. It's great. Wow. A lot of drama here at the end. You know, St. John had 14 unanswered points in the fourth quarter, and that was all. That's all it took. It was a 1-point win. UI had a chance there. They came back, and they're stopping the 8-yard line
on their third down, but they decided to go for it on 4th and 6 instead of taking the 3 points, which gave them the lead, throwing down by 1. Like I said, but, great coverage on St. John on the 4th down, denied them. So at 2 minutes, 40 seconds, St. John got the ball back. Everybody here figuring that's it. They're going to run the game out, and that's going to be the end of it. But their quarterback, Michael Martin, has fumbled the snap, so breathed life in the UI over there. Regained position on the 8-yard line. So they did end up going for that field goal after all. Only a 21-yard field goal, but it was wide right, and that was it. That, sealed the game for UI, and that was it. They lost by 1 point. And once again, it was St. John 27, UI 26. It was close in here, and, St. John ended up coming through with the win. A lot of fourth quarter dramatics, but they got the W tonight.
All right, Michael, what a game. Thank you very much. Daryl Ashley at Jefferson Playground, what do you have?
Hey, Ken, final score, Haynes 25, Lutheran 22, Juan Cialos a 32-yard last-second field goal to win the game. Once again, Haynes 25, Lutheran 22, Juan Cialos 32-yard last-second field goal to win the game. I'm Daryl Ashley for the original.
All right, thank you very much. Let's check in now with VK Jones. VK.
Score from Slidell High School. Slidell holds on with the win, 31-21. The comeback comes up short for Slidell High School, and a huge win for the Tigers. Of course, like Jose, if you need him, Kenny, but great win for Slidell getting the second win of the year.
It's a 31-21 Slidell over John Ehret. And thank you very much, VK. Phil Greco, what do you have? Phil?
I've got Coach Roth here, Kenny.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Ken.
Jay, congratulations. Sounds like a familiar pattern. You play defense, you give yourself a chance, and then your offense scores in the fourth quarter again.
Yeah, it might be a long, painful season waiting around to the fourth quarter to win these games, but we found a way. Young offense shot themselves in the foot so many times tonight, fumbles, interceptions, penalties, and when our defense can keep us in a game like that, we'll always have a chance to keep us within a score in the fourth quarter.
Well, Jay, obviously, Carvin Johnson comes up big on special teams for you again, too, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's almost one of these plays, heck if you don't, heck if you do here, because I think if he just fair catches, we can run the clock out without having to give him the ball back, but he took it upon himself and broke all kind of tackles and scored to put us up by 2 scores. So I was happy to see it, but I was still nervous when we gave him the ball back with a minute.
Understood. Roe Brown, Les East, out at Wildcat Fan Winger on Riverdale Rebel Night. Question or comment for Jay Roth?
Jay, this is Roe. I wanted to get back to Carvin there. It seems like every week he returns a kick or something for a touchdown. I mean, are you doing something special or something different with special teams, or is it just a situation where this guy just has a knack for returning kicks?
We returned a punt tonight with no return on. He was told a fair catch, let the ball roll. We were trying to run the game out, and he just made a play, upon himself, which is a good play. But he's a special athlete. I mean, we put him on offense tonight. We threw him one ball, but he drew so much attention to himself. It was amazing when people know he's on the field.
Last question or comment for Jay Roth?
Yeah, Jay, congratulations on the win. It certainly sounds like you're on schedule defensively and on special teams, but you talked about the mistakes and the sloppiness on offenses. Do you feel like you're a little behind schedule there, or was tonight an aberration?
We had 4 starters out tonight, Ahmad Brown, Dominic Billich, James Colmos, Jordan Harper on offense, and it's been rough even practicing, to be honest with you. So I was proud of what we did. We put together a lot of yards tonight, but not many points on the scoreboard. So hopefully we get some of these people healthy and see if we can get some continuity in our offense.
Henry Rando, question or comment for Coach Roth?
My comment is real simple. You play defense, you got a chance.
I figure if we're only going to give up 3, we got to win. Yeah, we got to, and we did it.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, Jay, thank you very much for that. We check in with Jay Pichon with the latest on St. Charles Catholic West St. John. Jay?
Hey, Ken, the final score here is St. Charles Catholic 21, West St. John 6. St. Charles pretty much dominated the whole game. West St. John was able to score with 3 minutes left on a nice drive, 90 yards, 3 plays with a big 72-yard bomb from the quarterback, number 2, and I'm not sure who it was, number 17 or anything. But if you hang on a second, I'm standing right next to Coach Monica, and he'd like to talk to you for a second. He's giving a little report right now to the paper.
Yeah, I'll be glad to do that. In fact, I'll put you on hold for a second, okay?
Okay,
I'll put you on hold. Stay with us, Jay. We'll leave him up there. We'll get back to him in a moment. David Beaudry, wild one between Jesuit Ponchatoula. What's the latest?
Kenny, with 4:23 left in the fourth quarter, Joseph Green for Ponchatoula plunged in from 1 yard out to make the score 31-28. 3 plays later in the game, Ethan Otto hooks up with Cooper Pagnio for a 60-yard touchdown pass to put the Blue Jays back on top, 35-31. Now, Ponchatoula faces a 4th and 4 at their own 28 with 1 minute and 54 seconds left with the score. The Jesuit Blue Jays 35, Ponchatoula 31, and the pass is incomplete, and the Blue Jays take over on down. So it looks like we might have a final. The Jesuit Blue Jays 35, Ponchatoula Green Wave 31.
All right, call us back as soon as it goes final, Dave, okay?
I sure will.
Wow, what a great game and what a win that would be for Jesuit tonight against a good Ponchatoula team on the road. And let's check in with Jay Romick at Ted Gormley Stadium. Jay.
Kenny, we had a wild one here, too. Final score, Brother Martin 18, Eau Perry Walker 14. The Crusaders behind at the 135 mark after an Anthony Scott for Eau Perry Walker scored on a 1-yard touchdown run to go ahead. The Crusaders came back with a minute 35, drove down the winning touchdown pass from Ronnie Arant to Malcolm Sutliff with 12 seconds left from the 8-yard line on a 4th and 8 to make it 18-14 with the extra point. That's how it ended here in a wild fourth quarter. Robert Kelly put on a show. Dante Butler put on a show for Brother Martin tonight. Kelly had a big 27-yard touchdown run and to begin the fourth quarter to put Eau Perry Walker on the board, and Scott scored later to put them ahead. But that's our final score here at Ted Gormley. Brother Martin 18, remain undefeated. Eau Perry Walker with their first loss of the season, 14. Jay Romick for the original.
Arant to Sutliff with 12 seconds left, right?
On a 4th and 8,
wow.
Instead of going for possibly a tying field goal, which Harrison, who's a great kicker, who had a good night on a big 36-yard kick, they went for the touchdown, 4th and 8, 8-yard touchdown pass. It was a wild finish.
Well, you don't do that unless you got confidence. Mark Modise obviously did, and he's a fine coach. Got a great future. Hey, Jay, thank you very much. You here?
Thank you, Kenny.
What a game. Speaking of games, let's go to Bobby Utzler. Overtime game, Salmon John Curtis. Bob.
Kenny, it couldn't have been any better. Let me tell you, both teams played their hearts out, but the Patriots won it by 1 point. Salmon gets the ball on the overtime. They scored right off the first, but the extra point is blocked.
Wow.
Curtis comes back. They score on the third play. The extra point is kicked, and it goes off of the post, and it's good. Patriots win by 1 point. It was one of those games like Curtis Salmon before Hurricane Katrina hit. And I'm telling you what, if you could have been here, it was something else. Salmon has 2 running backs that are just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And here's the winning coach, J.T. Curtis. Hey, Kenny.
Hey, listen, just another day at the office, right?
Yeah, another day at the office with Salmon and John Curtis, I tell you that. Hey, they got Mike Lewin right in the athletic director. We just shaking hands. Wow. It was unbelievable. It was a great football game. Both teams fought their guts out. You just couldn't ask for more. You couldn't ask for more than what these kids gave on either team. Certainly no losers on either squad. Just a point on the scoreboard. Winners on the field.
Henry Rando, question or comment for JT?
Jay, explain the overtime. They scored and missed the extra point, and then what happened after that? Explain your possession on the overtime.
In the first possession, we scored on the second play and kicked the extra point, and that was the difference in the game. Somebody told me to hit the goalpost. I didn't see it hit the goalpost. All I saw was the referee's hands go up.
You think?
That's what counts.
Unbelievable. We did our story this week on the history of this series at NewOrleans.com and how every team that's ever won this game since 1993 has won a state championship. I know you hope to be there and winning another one. Listen, after what you saw tonight, might we be looking at 2 potential state champions?
I think either one of these teams are going to compete for the state championship. I mean, I tell you, during the week, Salmon was 1 play away from the state championship last year. This football team, I think, is markedly improved from last year's football team, and I think they got a legitimate shot at making a run for the state championship. No question in my mind.
JT, thank you. Great job. Congratulations. What a game. We'll watch you on Friday Night Football on ABC 26 at 11:05. Of course, carried right here on WGSO and the original network as well. Thank you, buddy.
If I'm standing when I get there. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And JP Sean, still with us, Jay? Hey, Jay.
Hey, Ken, I'm standing here with the winning coach for St. Charles Catholic High, Coach Frank Monica.
Okay.
Hang on one second.
Okay.
He's finishing up his in another interview.
I hear him, and I'll tell you what, we got to go to break here. Let's go to Doug Rhodes first. Hey, Doug.
Hey, Kenny, I got a final here. It's Dutchtown 20, Thibodaux 14. Twice in the fourth quarter, Thibodaux got down inside the 10-yard line with 9 minutes left, and then again with 2:41 left, and Dutchtown's defense tightened up and did not let Thibodaux score. And we had some great plays. Efren Reed from Dutchtown, 18 carries, 109 yards, and Trevon Reed from Thibodaux, 14 carries, 124 yards. Great game. Dutchtown 20, Thibodaux 14. I'm Doug Rhodes.
Thank you very much, Doug. Okay, Jay, still with us?
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, right here.
Hey, Ken?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah, I got the winning coach right here from St. Charles Catholic, Frank Monica.
Okay.
Coach Frank, please elaborate on your 3-0 start, if you don't mind.
Hey, Ken, how are you?
Oh, just great. Hey, listen, that's a great win. Congratulations, Frank.
Ken, I mean, we won the football game, but there's a level that my football team's not playing up to yet, and I'm perfectly tickled that we're 3-0 right now, really, because we went through a 5A opponent, we went through 2 4A opponents, and then a real fine Class A school, West St. John, who they're going to go deep in the playoffs. You know, someone that since 1989, West St. John has either ended up in the Superdome, either won the state championship or lost state championship, or was beaten by the eventual champion since 1989. So they're a contender every year, but I think we got to go back and get back to basics with my football team, and we have to learn to do things better, or else we won't go much further with our tough district.
I know Henry Rando wants to congratulate you very quickly, too. Henry?
Frank, congratulations, Coach.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing okay.
A blind squirrel can find an acorn every now and then, you know?
Well, obviously your defense had to find an acorn.
Oh, they did. So then
they played good.
Sloppy play at the end, and we missed tackles. Should have sacked the quarterback, and he gets out, and we just relaxed, and everybody thought that at the time. It's kind of, then he breaks a tackle or two, and all of a sudden, the real talented kid, and he ran all the way for a touchdown with 4 minutes left to go in the game, and I felt bad for him because they played well the first half and really saved us because right now we're trying to find an identity with our offense and we're just trying to get better, and we're not, offensively. So we sputtered the last couple of weeks, and we just need to be a better football team in all 3 phases. Now, and I'm pleased with our defense. I got a great staff, and I know that they're going to get them going, and I hope that we can just win another game or 2 down the road.
Frank, congratulations. Great win, my friend. Best of luck to you next week.
Thank you, guys. Hank, take care of yourself, bud.
All right. Brief time out. Back in a moment here with more of the original on the Original Network.
AT&T has the nation's fastest 3G network. For sports, that's a game changer.
Game 7, baby.
You bring the air horn?
Yeah. Let's get this bus moving. Stupid traffic.
Oh, my. This could take hours. Now the same play assisted by the nation's fastest 3G network.
Wait, my AT&T phone can download highlights and real-time scores. Ooh, that's loud. I love it.
Keeping up with your favorite team at 3G speed. A game changer. AT&T. Your world delivered. 3G not available in all areas. See stores for details.
The All-State Sugar Bowl game has been a New Orleans fixture for over 75 years, but it's more than just football. Visit the Bowl's new online home at allstatesugarbowl.org and learn all about this great Louisiana institution. Basketball, lacrosse, volleyball, soccer, and more. The Manning Award, the New Orleans Sports Hall of Fame, and the National Football Foundation. They're all part of today's All-State Sugar Bowl. Learn all about the Sugar Bowl Committee's work at allstatesugarbowl.org. Sponsored by Allstate, Kentwood Springs, and Ticketmaster Ticket Exchange.
Trouble with your AC system? Get ready for the long, hot summer with the quietest system, the finest warranty, the most trusted name in air conditioning. All from your York Pure Air Comfort dealer. The York Affinity Series air conditioners have the lowest sound ratings of any residential system and the security of an available York factory 10-year parts and labor warranty. Visit www.yorkupg.com for more details and find your nearest York Pure Air Comfort dealer. Don't settle for second best. Pure Air Comfort. It's what you deserve. For the last few years, you've heard me extol the virtues of First NBC Bank, and why not? First NBC now has 7 locations, including the main office at 210 Barone Street and at 851 Harrison Avenue in New Orleans. 2 locations in Metairie include 521 Veterans near Eris and 4920 Veterans near Transcontinental. We're in Elmwood at 1105 South Clearview Parkway, Kenner at 3535 Chateau Boulevard, and Terrytown at 2021 Carol Sue Avenue. For all your personal, business, and investment needs, call Ashton Ryan at First NBC Bank. Check us out online at firstnbcbank.com.
You want the scores. We've got them. Remember where you heard them first. Ken Trahan's original Prep Football Report on the original network. Here's your Scores First scoreboard update with Jude Young and Emmanuel Peppis.
All right, local scores. These are finals to report. John Curtis in overtime defeats Salmon 24-23. Other finals: Westgate 18, Shaw 14, Dutchtown 20, Thibodaux 14, Brother Martin 18, Old Perry Walker 14. Donaldsonville 48, Ascension Catholic nothing. Rummel 17, Fontainebleau 3. Denham Springs 14, Covington 6. Belle Chase 41, Clark 18. East Jefferson 27, Grace King nothing. Slidell 31, John Ehret 21. St. Michael 44, Hannon nothing. Independence 36, St. Thomas Aquinas nothing. St. Charles 21, West St. John 6. Franklinton 59, Barnadoe 12. Baton Rouge Central 53, Sarah Reed 18. Vandebilt Catholic 27, Assumption 13. Fisher 41, Crescent City nothing. McMain 22, Lusher 7. Central Lafourche 55, Bonneville 13. And Haynes 25, Lutheran 22. Games in progress in the fourth quarter. East St. John 34, St. James 27. South Plaquemines 28, Helen Cox 20. Carr 32 and Destrehan 10. Jesuit and Ponchatoula, Jesuit 35, Ponchatoula 31. That game was delayed by lightning. Chalmette 28, Holy Cross 18, Lutcher 34, Hanville 31, Pope John Paul 26, De La Salle 6, Mandeville 10, West Jefferson 6, Acadiana 19, McDonough 35, 12, Riverside 15, Bruley 13, and St. Paul 41. Cohen nothing. Now with your state scores update, here's Buddy Dennis.
Yeah, thank you very much, Manny. Northside 27, Karen Crow 12. That's a final. Second quarter, the only score that we have is Airline 21, Booker T. Washington Shreveport 0. Bird leads Tioga 41-21 in the fourth quarter. Captain Shreve 7-0 over West Ouachita in the second. Benton at the half 20-0 over Natchitoches. Parkway 10, Fair Park nothing at the half. Ruston defeats Ouachita Parish 16-7. Calvary late in the fourth quarter ahead of Green Oaks 49-8. Haynesville comes back to defeat Homer 16-6. Spring Hill 12, Arcadia 8 at the half. Evangel, I believe, has defeated Jefferson County, Mississippi 30-6. LaGrange 20, East Ascension 12 at the half. University 26, St. John 13 in the third. Notre Dame 40, Christian Life 7 in the third. Barb defeats Washington Marion 55-9, or excuse me, that was a halftime score. 55-19, Barb over Washington Marion. Lafayette late 15-9 over Eunice. The finals, Sulphur over Leesville 51-27. Northside 13, Karen Crow 7 in the second. Iowa trails Jennings in the fourth 56-28. Sam Houston defeats Westlake 25-21. North Vermilion defeats Bunkie 33-7. Lake Arthur ahead of Hanson in the second 20-0. St. Edmund 19, Hamilton Christian nothing at the half. Late in the fourth quarter, Sterlington over Ouachita Christian 14-13. Bastrop 26, Rayville 18 at the half. Buckeye 14, LaSalle nothing in the third. Neville has defeated Marshall, Texas 17-8. Final score also, South Beauregard defeats Iota 26-7. Farmerville defeats Oak Grove 30-22. Franklin Parish leads Lake Providence 20-6 in the third. St. Michael's defeats Hannon 44-2. Parkview Baptist 41, Church Point nothing at the half. St. Louis late 34-28 over Catholic New Iberia in the fourth quarter. Alexandria 27, Pineville 7 at the half. West Monroe defeats Richwood 35-0. Winfield defeats Marksville 49-12. Alexandria 27, Pineville 7 at the half, and Vandebilt Catholic defeats Assumption 27-13. And that are your statewide scores that we have right now.
Okay, thanks very much, buddy. We appreciate that. Pope John Paul II beat De La Salle. Final score 33-6 final. In that one, Jesuit beat Ponchatoula in a wild one, 35-31. Blue Jays win it to go 3-0. South Plaquemine holding on against Helen Cox, 28-26, a minute to play, but Helen Cox recovers an onside kick. They've got the football, and with seconds remaining, still Lutcher 34-31 over Hanville. Hanville lining up to try to tie it with a field goal. We shall see. We'll find out following the break. Analysis coming up from all over the state. Stay with us on the original, right here on the Original Network and online at NewOrleans.com Sports.
Our friends and listeners call us WGSO, home of UNO Sports. The FCC calls us WGSO 990 AM, New Orleans.
CNN Radio, I'm Andrew Spencer. A man living in Colorado has admitted having ties to terrorism. CNN's Gene Meserve explains.
An administration official who's familiar with the matter says Najibullah Zazi has now admitted ties to al-Qaeda. The official who I spoke with could not give any or would not give any details of exactly what those ties to al-Qaeda might be.
Zazi, an Afghan national, is a suspect in an alleged terrorist plot in the United States. Crowds gathered in the Iranian capital of Tehran on Friday for an annual pro-Palestinian rally. CNN's Christian Amanpour reports thousands of green-clad supporters of the opposition movement were on the streets as well.
Even though the protesters were out, big groups of pro-government people were out too. They were allowed to come out. They were bussed in. They were organized. So they were big protests.
The rally in support of the Palestinian people is observed on the last Friday of Ramadan. Cadaver dogs hit on something in the backyard of Philip Garrido, the sex offender accused of kidnapping J.C. Dugard and holding her captive for 18 years. Police are investigating Garrido in 2 other cold case disappearances. Debris in his backyard will be cleared until authorities find what the dogs have sniffed out. First Lady Michelle Obama is trying to rally support for her husband's health care ideas, speaking to leaders of family and women's groups.
Just think about it. Many women are being charged more in health care coverage. But as we all know, women are earning less.
Mrs. Obama says insurers charge women 25% to 50% more than men the same age. The Centers for Disease Control strongly recommends vaccinations for the H1N1 virus. The so-called swine flu vaccine may be distributed as early as the first full week in October. The most trusted name in news. This is CNN Radio.
Got a question. What's the worst thing about buying a used car? Could it be the uncertainty of not knowing what you're really getting? Bingo! Now I have an answer. Honda certified used cars. They're well-maintained late-model Hondas. Each undergoes a 150-point inspection, then is backed with an incredible 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty and a 12-month, 12,000-mile limited non-powertrain warranty. Did the comfort level just go up in here? Thought so. Honda certified used cars. It's the next best thing to new. See dealer for limited warranty details.
Did you know the most common cause of blindness in people age 60 and over is a chronic condition called wet age-related macular degeneration? Wet AMD doesn't happen overnight, though in some people it can develop very quickly. It begins with symptoms, including wavy lines, hazy vision, and blurriness. So if you aren't seeing clearly, see an ophthalmologist and get checked now, because early detection followed by proper treatment by a retina specialist is key. This message was brought to you by the American Society of Retina Specialists and Genentech.
7 former CIA directors are asking the president to stop U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder. He's investigating those involved in harsh interrogations of suspected terrorists. Jamil Jaffer with the American Civil Liberties Union says that kind of request is inappropriate.
The Attorney General is supposed to enjoy independence. It's said that he's the people's lawyer, not the president's lawyer, and I think just as a matter of history, it would be almost unprecedented for a president to interfere with an investigation.
The former directors say reopening the investigation puts intelligence officers in continuous jeopardy. The annual Values Voter Summit is underway this weekend in Washington. Congressman Mike Pence says Americans want health care reform, just not the same plan Democrats are pushing.
The American people don't want a government-run insurance plan paid for with billions of dollars of taxes.
Conservative activists gathered for the summit, including former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin. This is CNN Radio. Regulators stepped in to close 2 more banks on Friday. That brings the total number of failures this year to 94. NFL advertising is still bringing in a lot of money.
The 2009-2010 NFL season just got underway, and its grand finale is almost sold out. Ad Age reports a source tells it 70% of ad space for Super Bowl 44 has already been purchased. Among the companies that have bought space for the big game, Hyundai, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, Career Builder, and GoDaddy.com. Super Bowl 44 will take place next February. The Pittsburgh Steelers are the defending champs. John Lawrence, CNN.
Kanye West may have to wait before he takes some time off, like he told Jay Leno. Concert promoter Live Nation announced Friday that the rapper is preparing for a 3-month tour with Lady Gaga, which will run until January. I'm Andrew Spencer. This is CNN Radio.
Right, it's in the air. It's good. It's Ken Trahan's original Prep Football Report on KKAY 1590 AM, KPEL 105.1 FM, WSLA 1560 AM, KTIB 640 AM, WGSO.com, and at NewOrleans.com Sports. It's time for expert analysis from around the state.
Well, we can tell you another wild game has just ended a few minutes ago. Mandeville scores with 30 seconds left. Matt Dombrowski makes the extra point. Mandeville beats West Jefferson 17-16 on a last-minute score. 17-16 final. Hahnville kicks a field goal. Overtime with Lutcher, 34-34. That game is in overtime now. We will get you the final score as soon as it happens. Alexandria defeated Pineville, 34-14. Carr has defeated Destrehan by the score of 38-24. That is a final as well. South Plaquemines holds on. They get a sack and end the game to beat Helen Cox 28-26. Also, Riverside has defeated Bruley 22-13. And in the biggest turnaround of the night, Holy Cross 46, Chalmette 28 with 27 seconds left. We're expecting a final on that shortly. This night has been absolutely amazing. I mean, amazing, Henry.
It really is. I mean, the Holy Cross score, it was 28-18, and Holy Cross comes back and scores 28 unanswered points. That's one thing. Carr beating Destrehan, that comes out. Overtime.
Here's a note for you immediately.
All right.
In overtime, Lutcher has intercepted Hahnville, ending their possession. No score, so now Lutcher has a chance to win the game in overtime. They've got the ball.
All he needs is 3 points now.
All he needs is 3 points. Can they kick? We'll find out, right?
I say they can kick.
It's your favorite topic.
I say, it is my favorite topic, but I'm going to go with the Bulldogs here.
Yeah, I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, just some incredible football games that we have observed tonight, of course, by secondhand through our reporters, through all the updates we've had, and it's just absolutely been remarkable. We're going to check in all around the state. Coming up, Ron Bricado with the Clarion Herald and NewOrleans.com Sports. Also, Scott Farrell of the Shreveport Times. Troy LaBeouf of KKAY 1590 AM will join us from White Castle, Baton Rouge for an update from there. Gene Ponte of KJLO 104.1 FM in Monroe. Steve Peliquin from 105.1 FM in Lafayette. William Taylor from KTIB 640 AM as well in Thibodaux. Our other affiliate will join us. Right now, Ron Bricado is joining us from the Clarion Herald and NewOrleans.com Sports to talk with Henry and Rowan and Les and I. And Ron, what a crazy night. Some unbelievable finishes. I mean, incredible. Hahnville, Lutcher, as we speak, Lutcher has the ball in overtime, tied at 34. Curtis in overtime defeats Salmon in a wild game, 24-23. I guess you have to start with those two because those are the superpower games tonight.
If I didn't know better, guys, I think we're in about the third or fourth round of the playoffs. This is incredible, the matchups and what exciting games they had tonight. I was at the Winter City Park with Brother Martin and O'Perry Walker, and those two very good teams that made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, and Brother Martin, it was a third down play, 3rd and 8. That's why no field goal. 3rd and 8 touchdown pass. Wins it from Arant to Sutcliffe. That's a gut check win. That's a program win. That's a good program. They're used to winning, and they found a way to win.
Yeah, that is. It was all night long. They moved the ball well and gave it up on downs or had fumbles and had other problems. And listen, this O'Perry Walker team is good. They have two excellent running backs in Robert Kelly and Anthony Scott, and the quarterback, Devin Powell. 2 of them are sophomores and one's a junior, and they're coming back, and this is a very good team. Brother Martin had one picture-perfect drive, and it was the one they needed at the end. And on a 3rd and 8, they threw a short post pattern, and the kid caught it in the end zone. And that was Sutcliffe, and that was what they needed to win. And it was exciting, but they couldn't have played any worse and won a game.
All right, we'll check in with Ro Brown and Les East at Wildcat Fan Wingery on Riverdale Rebels night. Well, we have so much business, we've not been able to get out there for a while, but we're out there now. And guys, questions or comments for Ron Bricado with the Clarion Herald and NewOrleans.com Sports.
Yeah, Kenny, I wanted to make sure that, just to let you know that Coach Bott was still here. He has to leave, and he just wanted to say goodbye to you and thank you.
Well, we really appreciate Stewart and Riverdale for a huge night at Wild tonight. But guys, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I just want to say thank you, Kenny, for giving us this opportunity, and hope we'll be on the schedule again next year, and hopefully it'll even be bigger. But I wanted to talk to JT, but you didn't give me a chance.
I'm sorry, man. We've had tonight's been. Hey, Stewart, let me tell you something. It's crazy tonight. This is the craziest night we've had in a long time.
And I totally understand, but I just needed him to go into Monday for the overtime, so we could have some of them Salmon players a little tired by the time they got to us. Hey, it's a good win, like you said. I mean, it's almost like the playoffs. Now you got Lutcher and Hahnville into the overtime, and I mean, it's just been crazy. And of course, everybody's talking about it now as special teams, because I'm having a problem that I've got a kicker also, and we haven't made a field goal, an extra point yet. Almost, we made 2, I think, out of the 3 games, so that's not good for us either. So when I'm trying to tell my kids, my one kid, concentrate. You got 10 seconds left in the game. If you make this, we win the state championship. He does it great in practice, but not yet in the real thing. So we're getting there. But I just want to say thank you again, and I hope to see you during the season. And like I said, we'll do it again next year.
That's it. The Superpowers winning tonight. John Curtis winning. Of course, we'll see what happens with Lutcher and Hahnville and Riverdale. That's right.
And
all
Riverdale,
the Superpowers.
all the Superpowers.
And Riverdale Rebels night, 3100 Severn Avenue in Metairie at Wildcat Fan Wingery. Congratulations to the Riverdale Rebels on not only a big win tonight, but their first night at WOW, and we really enjoy having you. Great job, guys. You here? Appreciate Riverdale. And also want to thank Sean Temple, too. So, Stuart, congratulations, buddy. All right, Ron Bricado, Les East, Ro Brown, questions for Ron.
Honey, how was, you said you were at the Brother Martin Walker game, and how did Johnson look, Anthony, the defensive tackle at Walker? The big guy?
He's an outstanding player. And, I was very impressed with him. Listen, for a long time, the score was 9-8, 11-8. Brother Martin was having his hands full with this team. I mean, this is quite a team, and it's good defensively. And in the district, it's going to dominate.
Les, question or comment for Ron Bricado?
Yeah, Ron, more of a big picture thing. We've been talking tonight about how many good teams there are, particularly in 4A around the city. And we've seen a lot of programs, I think, bouncing back. 4 years after the storm, are we seeing a higher level of play throughout the metropolitan area? Are we seeing a comeback in that regard?
To come back to the city, as you can see, new schools are popping up to accommodate them. Things are getting back to normal. In a couple of years, you're going to have 5 schools in Gentilly, and we're at the point now where we're not hurting as much as we were, and it's in a good recovery mode. In a year or two, I think we'll be close to where we were in 2004.
Henry Rando, question or comment for Ron Bricado?
Ron, we were talking earlier. Looking at the Catholic League, it looks like all the teams in the Catholic League, of course, Shaw getting beat tonight 18-14, but it looks like that league, when they get into district play, it's going to be one heck of a football district.
This is going to be, I see it could be a 5-team dogfight for the playoffs. And but 4 teams right now look very good to me. I was very interested to see what happened with Jesuit tonight in Ponchatoula. Jesuit won. We know they can score a lot of points, but didn't know how good the defense was. They gave up only 19 points in the first 2 games, but it wasn't indicative of what they can and can't do. Tonight was, and they gave up a lot of points. And they're not that big. And look, I saw every team now in the Catholic League, and St. Augustine's probably the most improved. Brother Martin is good. It's fast and plays a little defense. Rummel and Shaw are sound. They're fundamentally sound on offense, and they're very good on defense. It's going to be a typical Catholic league, and I wouldn't expect it to be otherwise.
Well, just a great night in that league, other than Shaw, who had the lead and couldn't hold it against Westgate. Rummel, a solid win at Fontainebleau. Brother Martin, you saw Jesuit, a big win at Ponchatoula. St. Aug tomorrow. We shall see. Hey, listen, Ron, as always, a pleasure, my friend. Thanks very much for the visit.
Hey, thank you, guys. Good to be with you.
Okay, Mike Fauché at the big one with Lutcher and Hanville. Mike, what's up?
Hey, Ken, we're in the second overtime. Lutcher just scored and converted a two-point conversion. Lutcher leads 42-34. Hornville still gets the ball.
All right, call us back. Thank you, Mike. All right, so 42-34 in the second overtime. Lutcher on top, but Hanville will get their chance with the ball, but they're going to have to score and go for two to have a chance in that game. What an incredible finish that is. All right, now we'll check in with Troy LaBeouf of KKAY 1590 AM in White Castle in Baton Rouge. And I guess, Troy, you start with Donaldsonville, whom you touched on last hour. Everybody's talking about, the 2A powers, the big matchup with John Curtis and Salmon, a one-point overtime win for Curtis tonight in that game. Of course, Evangel, Capital, Superpowers. Evangel's quarterback, I understand, got hurt tonight, too, and it doesn't look good for David Lee Duron, by the way. But Donaldsonville's a team that's very quietly sitting there and a real threat, aren't they?
No doubt, guys. Good evening to y'all. Yeah, Donaldsonville, number 6 right now in 2A. Obviously, you got to have a little luck, Ken. You got to have a little luck in that drawing for the playoffs. You want to stay away from Curtis and Evangel and some of those other teams, but Capital, no slouch as well. But Donaldsonville is slowly but surely continuing to get a little bit better because they're running a spread offense for the first time under first-year coach Terrence Williams.
Well, you look at some of the scores around the Baton Rouge area and the Metroplex tonight. I guess one that stands out in my mind was St. John Plaquemine having to rally past University Lab 27-26 in a wild ball game. St. John elevated to number 1 this week. I think everyone still believes South Plaquemine is probably the best team in that class, but St. John gets there, and boy, they just barely survived against a game University Lab team tonight.
St. John dismantled their first week 1 and week 2 opponents, but University had a close game with them last year. It was 6-0. St. John won, so that doesn't surprise me. University has a good football team, but St. John's a good one, and I still do believe in my heart that South Plaquemine is still the best team in Class 1A.
All right, Troy LaBeouf with us from KKAY in White Castle, Baton Rouge, Les East, and Ro Brown at Wildcat Fan Wingery on Riverdale Rebels Night. Questions or comments for Troy LaBeouf?
Troy, a big win for Dutchtown tonight?
I heard about that, 20-14. Is that correct?
That's right.
Over Thibodeau High?
Yeah, that's correct.
Man, I tell you, Eric Reed, the LSU verbal commitment at safety. Ephraim Reed's a running back for Dutchtown. Coach Benny Saya interviewed him at the beginning of the season. We do a Ascension Parish football preview show, and he just told me they would be glad to be the JV team this year. Most coaches say that. But, Coach Saya does an outstanding job, man. That Thibodeau coming off the big win over Destrehan with Trevon Reed there, everything quarterback, all-purpose player. But that's a big win for Dutchtown over Thibodeau.
It really is. Les, question for Troy LaBeouf.
Yeah, Troy, you talked a little bit about Donaldsonville and maybe a team to keep an eye on. Is there anybody else that maybe we haven't talked about from that area that we should be keeping our eye on that's caught your eye?
Other than Capital, I think Ken mentioned when we first came on, Capital and Donaldsonville compete in the same district for the first time, and that's going to be a battle down the road. That game is in Donaldsonville, I think. I think that might be week 6 or week 7 with Terrence Broadway, the quarterback. So Donaldsonville's got a tough schedule. They're going to play that same U-High team that just lost to St. John by 1 point. So Capital would be the other team. And Catholic, don't know the score. Do you guys have the score in the Catholic St. Thomas More game?
Don't. We had a guy cancel out, but I'm sure we'll get it shortly.
Yeah, the Catholic's got a good football team. This was probably going to be their first test of the season. But, guys, I would have to say Capital, Donaldsonville, 2 of the better teams. And we talked about it last week in the lower classifications along with St. John. Redemptress as well. So pretty good football on the Baton Rouge area, and I'm really excited to be with you guys and continue to talk about it every week.
Henry Rando, question or comment for Troy LaBeouf of KKAY?
Yeah, Troy, I do. Mention a little something about Dunham. I know Coach Thibodeau is bringing those guys back. Tell us a little something about them.
Dunham's got a good football team. Joey Thibodeau does a great job every year. They have a signee, Ellis Johnson. He's going to Northwestern. That's in Chicago, not the Northwestern, Louisiana. And they just chug along. They run that wing T offense. They also compete in that same district with Donaldsonville and Capital, so that's going to be a dogfight each and every week. Donaldsonville plays a very good West St. John football team next week, so yeah, Dunham is no slouch. Coach Thibodeau does a great job.
Well, Troy LaBeouf, we appreciate the visit as always. Appreciate the affiliation with KKAY 1590 AM, White Castle, Baton Rouge. Keep up the great work, and we'll continue on. And listen, we look forward to talking with you again next week as always.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ken. Thanks, coaches. Y'all have a good evening.
All right. Thank you, Troy. We'll take a brief time out, and when we return, Scott Farrell of the Shreveport Times will join us as we head north to get the take on the original here on the Original Network and online at neworleans.com and at WGSO.com. It's Ken Trahan again for Cafe Fresca. Cafe Fresca is unique in so many ways. Most coffee shops simply serve coffee, and you have to order at the counter. Cafe Fresca offers the only full-service restaurant of its kind with a knowledgeable waitstaff presenting daily specials and soups.
This is Frank Slifer of Cafe Fresca. Ken and I have been friends since childhood. Come enjoy our famous granitas in a relaxing atmosphere.
That's Cafe Fresca, 4441 West Metairie Avenue near Clearview Parkway, now open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
AT&T has the nation's fastest 3G network. For sports, that's a game changer.
Game 7, baby.
You bring the air horn?
Yeah. Let's get this bus moving. Stupid traffic.
Oh, my. This could take hours. Now the same play assisted by the nation's fastest 3G network.
Wait, my AT&T phone can download highlights and real-time scores. Ooh, that's loud. I love it.
Keeping up with your favorite team at 3G speed. A game changer. AT&T. Your world delivered. 3G not available in all areas. See stores for details.
Hey, folks, this is Jeff Crouere. Join me at 7 a.m. till 11 right here on WGSO 990 a.m. for Ringside Politics with a Punch. We're going to be bringing you the same great guests, talking about the same hot topics, and, of course, taking your phone calls. On Monday, we'll talk about the Saints with Tyrone Hughes, former Saints superstar. Also, Chad Rogers will check in on the latest with Bobby Jindal and Acorn. And we'll look at what's happening with the IG's office in New Orleans. All of that and more right here on Ringside from 7 to 11 on WGSO.
And now, another reason to switch to Geico.
Every month, we get lots of letters telling us how much folks like Geico's claim service. And I quote, "The adjuster assigned to my claim was incredible. He walked me through everything." Then there's this one. Geico.com is very useful and lets you track your claims. And this, "I filed a claim at 4:15 on Thursday afternoon, and my car was in the shop at 10 a.m. on Friday." And my personal favorite, easy squeezy lemon peasy.
For a free rate quote, visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO.
We've got the best analysts in the state as part of Ken Trahan's Original Prep Football Report on WGSO 990 AM, KTIB 640 AM, KKAY 1590 AM, KPEL 105.1 FM, WSLA 1560 AM, WGSO.com, and at NewOrleans.com.
And with that, let's get right back to Bootsy, where it's gone final in the big game between Lutcher and Hahnville tonight. Jamie Brady is there with this report. Jamie?
Yes, Ken. The final score, Lutcher 42, Hahnville 35. In the first overtime, Hensmaker was intercepted by Lutcher, which gave Lutcher the ball. Lutcher drove the ball to the half-yard line on 4th and 1, and Hahnville held them. On the next possession, Lutcher got the ball. And again, Gavin Webster took it in from 9 yards for the touchdown. Then Hahnville got the ball, had the ball 4th and 11, and it was overthrown in the end zone. And that put us at the final score, Ken, 42-35.
Well, 42 to 34, correct? 42-34 was tied 34-34.
Correct.
Thank you.
34.
All right, 42-34 final in double overtime. Lutcher beats Hahnville. Thank you very much, Jamie. All right. So excited. I understand. I had to correct him, but that's okay. Scott Farrell of the Shreveport Times. Unbelievable games down here tonight, Scott. You just heard that. Lutcher 4A beating Hahnville 5A 42-34 in double overtime. John Curtis beating Salmon in overtime 24-23. Amazing games between superpowers down this way tonight.
We're just envious up here because we don't have very good teams this year.
I understand. Hey, first and foremost, tell me about Evangel and tell me about what happened to David Lee Duron. If
he kind of got hit on his knee, and anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, I'm told, that he could be out. And that's not good for the only decent, really team that had a legitimate shot at getting to the Dome from around here. So they're going to have to know more tomorrow, do some tests and see. But yeah, that's not good.
And they win their game, correct?
Yeah, they won the game 30-6, and but really it's kind of dampens the enthusiasm of the win when you have that happen. So yeah, it's just we could be out of the football business pretty early here this year.
I mean, it's an unusual year. Homer Haynesville, how did that one go?
Haynesville ends up winning that one 16-6, and that's a good little 1A team. I don't know if they're going to be there with South Plaquemine and things like that, but it's a nice little 1A team from around here. That's a good win for them. They went on the road. We've had bad weather here pretty much all week as far as rain and such, and so they were playing on a sloppy field. So that's a pretty good win to go on the road and get that one against a pretty good Homer team.
All right, Ro Brown, Les East, questions or comments for Scott Farrell of the Shreveport Times?
Come on, Scott. There's got to be something up there that's going to be a sleeper or something, huh? Don't make it sound so docile.
Vandal was the one team they were kind of hanging their hat on around here this year, and even now that's kind of up for debate. But, I mean, it has. I mean, Bird's rebuilding, Benton's rebuilding, Calvary's rebuilding. So, I mean, it's just one of those years when everybody kind of hit on the same year as far as either, do coaches or being young or just not having the same talent level that they've had in the past. And it's pretty bad. I mean, to tell you kind of what kind of year it is, there's Huntington goes over and plays Marshall, Texas, and loses 64-6. And they come over here and they play two close games in a row, winning one, losing one. So I mean, it just goes to show you kind of how, I mean, the teams are all, I mean, there's parity here. They're all pretty much the same level, but it's when they go outside of the area that they really have troubles.
Henry, quick question or comment for Scott Farrell, Henry?
Scott, that it's a down year, but you're saying that most of the teams are really young and rebuilding, and I think that's something to look forward to in the future as far as the next couple of football seasons, right?
Yeah, and for instance, Bird is really young, and that's a good coaching staff that's done a really good job through the years. And that team, by the end of the year, will probably be, decent, and then by next year be a decent, really good 5A team for this part of the state. I mean, I don't know that we're ever going to have a 5A team, in the semis or finals again, but I mean, I think you could see them go maybe reach the second round quarters, something like that. It's just that right now, it's just you're kind of having to suffer through the rebuilding pains.
Scott Farrell of the Shreveport Times, ShreveportTimes.com. Thanks so much for the visit, my friend. Look forward to visiting next week.
All right. Thanks again. Take care.
William Taylor of KTIB 640 AM. And Thibodeau, William, you were at Nicholls State tonight, right?
Yeah, we were at Nicholls State tonight. Assumption decided to shift the home game to play it in Thibodeau, and a very solid Manning Field at John L. Guidry Stadium tonight, hosting Vanderbilt. It turned out to be a very sloppy contest early on, riddled by penalties. Assumption started the game. Kenny had the ball for over 8 minutes on their first offensive drive and only netted 6 yards, primarily because of penalties. In fact, early on, Vanderbilt's first touchdown was when the defense literally took the ball out of the quarterback's hands and ran 15 yards for a touchdown. Vanderbilt had it pretty good in the first half with a 12-0 lead. But then in the second half, Assumption turned it on in the third quarter. Offense hitting on all cylinders, scoring 13 straight points. But then in the fourth quarter, the old miscue bug hit him again. A punt. Assumption actually had a punt, Kenny, that was not blocked, that wound up going for -1 yard.
Wow.
And then, like I said, Vanderbilt capitalized on that to get eventually a touchdown. But then Assumption threw an interception late in the fourth when they were trying to get the lead back, and Vanderbilt wound up scoring on that one to seal the game.
Well, Central Lafourche, another big win over Bonneville. Terrebonne, a huge win over McDonough. These are obviously good football teams.
Yeah, good, solid football teams in our area. It just likes it, and relatively close to one another. It makes for a really good competition in this district.
Ro Brown, Leslie's quick comment or thoughts for William Taylor of KTIB 640 AM.
Yeah, William, it's Les. I have a quick question for you. When are we going to get some football weather in South Louisiana?
That's a good question. We can't blame the shipping department for losing it. maybe with some hope, in about 10 days, the pattern may finally change. But Les, I can tell you, for next week, once this upper low, which is now lifting out, another upper trough is supposed to stall northwest of us, so which may hang the front where North Louisiana could get a little cool, but not us, at least for about, like I said, another 7 to 10 days.
Well, obviously a tough loss for Thibodeau against Dutchtown tonight as well.
Yeah, it was. Traveling up there, after a 2-0 start, of course, both of those games were at home. Dutchtown is a good, solid team that maybe doesn't get a lot of attention compared to bigger schools, but, they definitely hold their own and proved it tonight against a well-coached Dennis L'Oreal team.
Yep, a good football team. Dutchtown proved that last year, making the quarters in 5A. William Taylor, KTIB 640 AM. Thank you for the visit, my friend. Look forward to visiting next week.
All right, well, take care, everybody.
All right, William, thank you. All right, with that, it's time for a Scores First scoreboard update in conjunction with NewOrleans.com Sports. NewOrleans.com Sports, where you can get all the scores all night long. Best local sports site on the web. With that, here's Emmanuel Peppas. Emmanuel?
Thanks, Ken. Wild night and all final scores. John Curtis 24, Salmon 23 in overtime. In double overtime, Lutcher defeats Hahnville 42-34. Westgate 18, Shaw 14. East St. John 34, St. James 27. Dutchtown 20, Thibodeau 14, Brother Martin 18, Eau Prairie Walker 14, Mandeville 17, West Jefferson 16, Donaldsonville 48, Ascension Catholic nothing, Rummel 17, Fontainebleau 3, Riverside 22, Bruley 13, Denham Springs 14, Covington 6, Bell Chase 41, Clark 18, East Jefferson 27, Grace King nothing, Slidell 31, John Ehret 21, Jesuit 35, Ponchatoula 31, Carr 38, Destrehan 24, St. Michael 44, Hannon nothing, Independence 36, St. Thomas Aquinas nothing, St. Charles Catholic 21, West St. John 6, South Plaquemines 28, Helen Cox 20, Franklinton 59, Varnado 12, H.L. Bourgeois 44, Ellender 12, Santamon 41, Plaquemines 6, Baton Rouge Central 53, Sarah Reed 18, Amite 12, and Hammond nothing. Vandebilt Catholic 27, Assumption 13, Terrebonne 20, John McDonough nothing. Fisher 41, Crescent City nothing. Pope John Paul 33, De La Salle 6, McMain 22, Lusher 7, Central Lafourche 55, Bonneville 13, and Haynes 25, Lutheran 22. And now with your state scores update, here's Buddy Dennis.
Yeah, thank you, Emmanuel. Some of these are finals, some of these are in the fourth quarter. Airline defeats Booker T. Washington of Shreveport 42-18. Byrd leads Tioga 48-34 in the fourth quarter. Captain Shreve, the last we have, is still 7-0 over West Washita in the second quarter. Benton defeats Natchitoches Central 28-21. Southwood defeats North DeSoto 8-0. Parkway defeats Fair Park 23-6. Minden over Northwood 43-6. Ruston defeats Washita Parish 16-7. Calvary over Green Oaks 49-8. Manny over Loyola 48-16. Haynesville defeats Homer 16-6. Sarepta goes down to Lakeside 12-0. Rose Pine 31. Mansfield 12. Northside 27. Karen Crow 12. Northside 27. Karen Crow 12. Arcadia defeats Spring Hill 14-12. Evangel defeats Jefferson County, Mississippi 30-6. East Ascension trails LaGrange. The last we have is at the half 20-12. As was mentioned, Santamont defeated Plaquemine 41-6. St. John 27, University 26, the final. Probably late in the ball game, Notre Dame leads Christian Life 40-7. Barb at the half 55-19 over Washington Marion. Late fourth quarter, Lafayette 15, Eunice 9. Sulphur defeated Leesville 51-27. Northside 13, Karen Crow 7 in the second. Got to learn to read. They teach me that next week. Jennings 56, Iowa 28 is a final. Sam Houston defeats Westlake 25-21. North Vermilion 33, Bunkie 7 is a final. Lake Arthur, we have the second quarter score, leads Hanson 20-0. St. Edmund at the half, we still have at that as 19-0 over Hamilton Christian. Sterlington defeats Washita Christian 14-13. Bastrop defeats Rayville 40-38. Buckeye leads LaSalle 14-3. Neville defeated Marshall of Texas 17-8. South Beauregard 26, Iota 7. Farmerville defeats Oak Grove 30-22. Franklin Parish 20, Lake Providence 6 in the third quarter. St. Michael's defeats Hannon 44-2. Parkview Baptist 41, Church Point 0 in the half. St. Louis leads Catholic of New Iberia 34-28 in the fourth. Pineville goes down to Alexandria 34-14. West Monroe shuts out Richwood 35-0. Winfield 49, Marksville 12. Alexandria 27, Pine 7 at the half. And Vandebilt Catholic defeats Assumption 27-13. And those are the statewide scores that I have right now.
Okay, buddy. Thanks very much. Alexandria, as we heard earlier, won 34-14 was the final in their game tonight. So Alexandria over Pineville 34-14, as we had reported earlier here on the show. We'll take a timeout. Back in just a moment as we continue with more of the original on the Original Network. Stay with us.
You've just purchased a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz. You feel safe with the sound of the sturdy high-strength steel door shutting behind you. You feel connected as you take on a turn. Thanks to the Agility Control multi-link suspension, you become one with the road. You feel smart as you realize that you got all this at an absolutely incredible price. Backed by a rigorous inspection process, limited factory-backed warranty coverage for up to 5 years and 100,000 total vehicle miles, and now 3 months Sirius satellite radio. Hurry in for 1.99% financing on select certified pre-owned models, only available at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. Certified pre-owned by Mercedes-Benz. How will it make you feel?
See dealer or call 1-800-F4-Mercedes for complete program and certified pre-owned limited warranty details. Not all customers will qualify for advertised APR and are subject to prior credit approval. Sirius U.S. service available only in the contiguous U.S. and D.C. 3 months Sirius satellite radio service included on vehicles already equipped.
Check out our exciting model lineup by visiting your local authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer or visit us today at mbusa.com.
The Compliance Technology Group offers software solutions and service. Compliance Technology provides SMART, the software of choice when you want the easiest, most effective compliance management system. The Compliance Technology Group has expertise specific to the oil and gas industry. Our technology partners include Oracle, Dell, Colo4 Dallas, and Symbol. For a smart, most effective compliance management system, contact the Compliance Technology Group toll free at 866-418-2842 or at compliancetechnologygroup.com.
This dramatization was inspired by a real letter from allergy sufferer Steve of Florida after he discovered chloroseptic allergen block.
The dust at my job made me sick. I had an inhaler, nebulizer, and allergy medicines. Nothing worked. Picking up my expensive medicines, I found something else. Chloroseptic allergen block. This invisible gel goes around your nostrils. It blocks allergens and stops my allergy attacks. It saved my job.
Hit allergens before they hit you with chloroseptic allergen block. Use as directed.
Except no pretenders or cheap imitators. You've got the original. Ken Trahan's original prep football report on KTEL 105.1 FM. WSLA 1560 AM. KKAY 1590 AM. KTIB 640 AM, WGSO 990 AM, WGSO.com, and at NewOrleans.com Sports. Here's Ken.
And it's a pleasure to welcome back to the show our good and great friend Gene Ponte from KJLO 104.1 FM in Monroe. Gene, thanks very much for the time. Ho-hum night for West Monroe. Their quarterback didn't play tonight, I would imagine. Is that right, Gene?
My ankle sprain kept him out, Ken. And you're right, an easy night at office. Although having been at the quarterback club earlier today, Don honestly thought they were going to get a pretty good ball game out of Richwood, but it didn't happen. As you guys know, they probably won 35-0.
What about other transpirings tonight? Haynesville, of course, beating Homer. That's a good win. Haynesville's a good team.
They are. Heck, you know, those guys have been playing for 103 years. They ought to be tired. But, boy, we just talked to their coach a couple of minutes ago, and that's a rivalry that goes back, obviously, a long time. And, yeah, they went in a close ball game. You know, we didn't have any great matchups tonight, guys, as you guys probably looked at the schedule a little bit. Washita played Ruston tonight, two teams that were great powers in 2-5A and continue to be that way. I think Ruston continues to impress. For only having 3 starters back on offense and 3 on D, they're playing some pretty good football right now.
Check in with Ro Brown and Les East at Wildcat Fan Wingery on Riverdale Night. Guys, questions or comments for Gene Ponte?
I got to keep going with the theme that I've been going with, Gene. Scott up in Shreveport said that it was real light up there. Now you tell us that you didn't have very good matchups. Is it light in Monroe this year also, as they say in Shreveport?
No, they got good teams there, right, Gene?
They do, Ken and Ro. We've got some good football teams. You shouldn't have any spectacular matchups. I mean, of course, Neville got back on the football field and played Marshall, Texas tonight, and had little problems with it, and won that ball game by a couple of touchdowns. But when you started looking at things as far as marquee games, no, we didn't really have anything that jumped off the docket tonight. Heck, the game of the state was down in y'all's neck of the woods with Lutcher and Hahnville here.
Well, I mean, obviously, there were two unbelievable games here tonight. Overtime, John Curtis 24-23 over Salmon, and in double overtime, Lutcher over Hahnville 42-34. Very clearly, Gene, it suggests that West Monroe is now the definite favorite in 5A with Hahnville going down.
Well, I don't know how good they are yet, to be honest with you, Kenny. They played good football tonight, and they won it by 5 touchdowns. And he thinks he's got himself a great defense. And I guess the win last week against Neville was a nice little feather in the hat. But now they start getting into district play, and there's not much to that district, as you very well know. And so whether or not they take everything serious the rest of the way and have themselves ready for the playoffs, time will tell. But yeah, they're going to win this district. They're going to get a high seed into the playoffs, top 4 seed, and time will tell.
Leslie's question or comment for Mr. Gene Ponte.
Yeah, Gene, we heard you mention a lot of the usual suspects up there, Neville, Ruston, Haynesville, West Monroe. Is there a team that maybe isn't one of the ones we're used to seeing year in and year out that's a team to watch this year?
Good question, and the Farmers of Farmerville would have to be that team if you'd have to look at somebody under radar right now. They went up to Oak Grove tonight. 130-22. They're 3-0 in the year, playing pretty good football. Beat Calvary Baptist back early in the year, although that's not the same team they've had in years past since Doug Peterson has moved back into the NFL. So they're kind of rebuilding. But if you want to watch a little school on the radar, that might be who you would put on there.
Henry Rando, question or comment for Gene Ponte.
Yeah, Gene, I've been following Sterlington, and they had a big win tonight, right?
Came back, beat Washita Christian with about 1:20 left to play, 14-13. They got the Dobson kid, who's a quarterback, who's getting all kind of looks from schools all over the Southeast. Not a big quarterback, but he's a player, and the coaches like those kind of guys. And, as long as he's healthy, Sterlington, I think, will do well. Whether or not they can get past the quarterfinals, which is where they've lost the last 2 years, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, Gene, as always, we deeply appreciate the partnership, appreciate your visiting with us. As always, no question, you've got a lot of good teams up in Monroe this year, and we're going to continue to talk about them in the weeks to come. Listen, great job as always. Look forward to visiting with you next week.
We'll have a couple of teams on the carpet in December that I feel pretty comfortable with. You guys have a great weekend. Always a pleasure, Ken.
I hear you. Thank you, Gene. We appreciate it. Now we check in with our good and great friend, Steve Eloquent of KPEL 105.1 FM in Lafayette, one of our outstanding affiliates. And okay, Steve, I guess you look at what's transpired tonight, and I guess we start with Westgate. That's a huge win over Archbishop Shaw, a very good football team.
Certainly is, Ken. Westgate's been kind of difficult to figure out throughout the last few years because it's kind of been the same old ammo for them. I mean, they've been woefully inconsistent. I mean, they've been the type of program that has had some outstanding players that have gone through their program, and they come across with some big time wins. And then they just seem to lose a game every now and then they're not supposed to. Now, that hasn't happened really this year, at least in terms of losing games they're not supposed to. They pulled the upset over Breaux Bridge in week 1, 29-21, I think they won that. Then they lost in week 2 to Patterson, and, of course, you're talking about the Lumberjacks, one of the powers in any classification in the state. And then tonight beat a very good 5A team in Shaw. And, the next 2 games, they got some pretty difficult non-district games in Eunice and Northside before heading into the district play. But I look at District 4 or 5A right now, and really I think that Como has probably been the most surprising. But in terms of maybe the most impressive team through 3 weeks, you might have to say Westgate Tigers.
Yeah, Westgate, very impressive. Como's 3-0. They're off to a good start.
Yes, 3-0. I thought Como would be better than what they were last year. They got an experienced crop of seniors that have returned to the ball club, but I did not expect them to be 3-0 right now. Defeated South Terrebonne in week 1 in a very impressive victory. Defeated Northside, who I still think is going to be one of the top 8 teams certainly in the Class 4A ranks. Beat them in overtime in week 2, and then a big win over Turlings last night. And Turlings was looking for their first win. They were hungry, and Como turned them back. So very impressed with the Spartans through the first 3 weeks.
Les East Row Brown, question or comment for Steve Peliquin of KPEL Radio.
Yes, Steve, this is Les, and you mentioned the inconsistency at Westgate the last few years, and in previewing the game tonight, Dan McDonald pointed out how 2 years ago they went to the state semifinals and the playoffs, and then last year they were 2-6 in the season, interrupted by Hurricane Gustav, and I'm wondering if maybe an inability to handle that interruption as well as they could have might have led to a misleading record, and that maybe this is a program that's farther along than we might have thought coming off that 2-6 record.
That's a good point, Les. That's something that, quite frankly, it never even crossed my mind, although it should have, because it's really kind of obvious when you look at it. But yeah, I mean, certainly, hurricanes have disrupted, a number of teams over the past few years, unfortunately, and may have very well had Westgate. Might have very well been one of the reasons why they had a very disappointing year last year after the state semifinal appearance a couple of years ago. And, as I mentioned, I think a lot of people expected them to be better this year. But, they've been, in my mind, once again, the most impressive team in District 4 or 5A through the first 3 weeks of the year. But, until they get that consistency going for the first 4 or 5 weeks, I'm still going to consider them a contender for that title, but I'm still not going to be the favorite. Consider them the favorite until they prove that they can play consistent football for at least 2 more weeks.
Henry Rando, question or comment for Steve Peliquin?
Yes, Steve. Big game tonight at Acadiana.
And
against McDonald 35, who had lost really 2 close football games, and Acadiana wins convincingly tonight.
Yeah, 33-12. Acadiana with a bounce-back win, huh, Steve?
Talk about inconsistent football. Acadiana has done it not only on a week-by-week basis, but really on a kind of a half-by-half basis. They got beat up and down the field for Northside really through 3 quarters, and they kind of turned it on in the 4th quarter. In week 1, and then last week it really didn't look good at all in the game against Parkview Baptist. And a lot of people thought McDonough 35 was gonna go into Acadiana and beat them on their homecoming tonight. But the Wrecking Rams again, they run that veer, which is very difficult for teams to get ready for, because there's just not a lot of teams that run that, and it's so difficult to get that to get ready for that in 5-6 days. And McDonough 35 obviously had some problems with that tonight, as Acadiana, from what I understand, just pretty much ran up and down on the field on them. And, that's a good win for Acadiana, because it gives them some momentum as they head into the game next week against Como. And then after Como, they got St. Thomas More, LaGrange, Barb, Sulphur. So, the big boys just keep on coming after them. So that was a big win for them to get some momentum and some confidence.
No question about it. Acadiana with a bounce-back win, and Parkview Baptist is obviously an awfully good football team. Steve Peliquin, is always a distinct pleasure. Thank you very much for the visit. Keep up the great work, and thanks for the partnership with KPEL.
Appreciate you guys. You have a great weekend.
Okay, thanks very much, Steve. So Steve Peliquin visiting with us. Roe and Les on Riverdale Night. A couple of minutes left before we let you guys get away. Just some final thoughts. What an incredible night. A lot of games that were really good kind of get overlooked because of the superpower games that were so good.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Lutcher 42-34. Double overtime over Hinesville. That was a terrific game. John Curtis and Salmon. What can you say? It's another classic. They just keep playing classics every time they face each other. And my tip of the hat goes to Franklinton. Henry, you're the math teacher in here. My math tells me they're averaging 50 points a game behind that junior quarterback, Terrence McGee.
Not quite, but that's okay. No, you might be right, because they scored 59 tonight. You're right.
44-47.
You're right.
That comes out to 150. And they played 3 games.
That's right. I apologize, Mr. Brown.
That's right. Because Rando never taught you. That's why. You got it right.
I didn't deal with numbers. I deal with figures.
Oh, I got you.
I'm not touching that, triangles and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, you're right, Ro.
That's math I never liked. That math with letters.
The right angle and the left angle.
Yep. Got about a minute left, Les. Your thoughts as we close out your segment tonight?
Well, I think Henry will give me an amen on this. We talked a lot about teams having trouble with extra points, but in addition to that, you have John Curtis, of all teams, messed up a field goal opportunity at the end of regulation, had to go to overtime. Then they went on another missed extra point, and then Notre Dame runs back 3 punts for touchdowns, just emphasizing how big special teams can be on both ends of the spectrum.
No question about it. Les, great to have you back. I know you'll be back next week on Bonneville Week out there at WOW.
Looking forward to it.
Ro, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Right.
It's a pleasure. It was fun.
Hey, Ken,
great night.
Yes, sir.
Wayne Barber's not coming out for a Bonneville night, is he?
I don't know, brother. I don't know. I don't want to mess it up too bad. I'll leave you on that note. Thank you, guys. All right, a brief time out. Henry and I continue. We'll have scores in a moment here on The Original. Stay with us, folks.
Give me a K, give me a T, give me an I, give me a B. It's Football Friday on KTIB. Woo!
It doesn't matter if you own a restaurant, law firm, animal hospital, or boutique hotel. Because while the focus of every business is totally different, the best way to save is always the same. Charter Business can power what your business does best and help you save up to 15% on telephone and internet service when you switch to the Charter Business Bundle. So whether you're running a coffee house or accounting office, everything you need to save big is right there in front of you. Get reliable phone service with your same number and equipment, along with great features and a choice of long-distance packages. Plus high-speed internet with security features and speeds up to 20 megs, multiple email accounts, and hosting capabilities. When it comes to saving, private gyms can benefit just as much from switching to the Charter Business Bundle as dental clinics. Call 888-861-3123 now for complete details, or visit charter-business.com/bundle to start saving up to 15% off our standard rates today. Service is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Kathy Baldwin and staff welcome you to Oakshire Cafe, where you can get home-cooked plate lunches, homemade hamburgers, gumbo, soups, appetizers, po' boys, and breakfast. Oakshire Cafe is located 5513 West Park Avenue, Houma, Louisiana, next to Cycle World. We deliver. Call 985-580-4545. Listen to our daily lunch specials each day here on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
You're listening to Football Friday on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
Now we return to the Ken Trahan Original Prep Football Show on Joy 640 AM KTIB.
Closed. Equip your car with an alarm or other theft deterrent device. If you become a victim of auto theft, report it immediately to your local law enforcement agency. To learn more about protecting yourself from auto theft, visit ncpc.org.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Time for one final recap of all the scores from Ken Trahan's Original Football Report on WGSO 990 AM, WSLA 1560 AM, KPBL 105.1 FM, KKAY 1590 AM, and KTIB 640 AM. Here's your Scores First scoreboard update with Jude Young and Emmanuel Peppis.
All right, guys, local scores. These are all final scores to report to you. John Curtis in overtime defeats Salmon 24-23. Lutcher in 2 overtimes defeats Hahnville 42-34. Westgate 18, Shaw 14. East St. John 34, St. James 27. Dutchtown 20, Thibodaux 14. Brother Martin 18, Eau Prairie Walker 14. Mandeville 17, West Jefferson 16, Donaldsonville 48, Ascension Catholic nothing, Rummel 17, Fontainebleau 3, Riverside 22, Bruley 13, Denham Springs 14, Covington 6, Belle Chase 41, Clark 18, East Jefferson 27, Grace King nothing, Slidell 31, John Ehret 21, Jesuit 35, Ponchatoula 31, Carr 38, Destrehan 24, Acadiana 33, McDonough 35-12, St. Michael 44, Hannon nothing, Independence 36, St. Thomas Aquinas nothing, St. Charles Catholic 21, West St. John 6, South Plaquemines 28, Helen Cox 20, Franklinton 59, Varnado 12, H.L. Bourgeois 44, Ellender 12, Santa Maud 41, Plaquemine 6, Baton Rouge Central 53, Sarah Reed 18, Amite 12, Hammond nothing. Vandebilt Catholic 27, Assumption 13. Terrebonne 20, John McDonough nothing. Fisher 41, Crescent City nothing. Pope John Paul 33, De La Salle 6. McMain 22, Lusher 7. Central Lafourche 55, Bonneville 13, Haynes 25, Lutheran 22, and St. Paul's 54. Cohen nothing, and Pearl River defeats North Shore 20-17. Now with your state scores update, here's Buddy Dennis.
Thank you very much, Manny. These are pretty much all final. Airline defeats Booker T. Washington of Shreveport 42-18. Maynard defeats Grant 45-14. Bird over Tioga 55-41. Captain Shreve defeats West Washita 28-7. Benton 28. Natchitoches Central 21. Southwood 8. North DeSoto 0. Parkway defeats Fair Park 23-6. Houghton 39. Woodland of Shreveport 7. Minden 43, Northwood 6. Ruston defeats Washita Parish 16-7. Calvary defeats Green Oaks 49-8. Manny 48, Loyola 16. Haynesville 16. Homer 6. Lakeside defeats Sarepta 12-0. Rose Pine 31, Mansfield 12. Spring Hill goes down to Arcadia 14-12. Evangel defeats Jefferson County, Mississippi 30-6. The last we have is a halftime score for LaGrange over East Ascension 20-12. St. John Plaquemines defeats University 27-26. Notre Dame late 40-7 over Christian Life. Bard defeats Washington Marion 55-19. Lafayette over Eunice 15-9. Sulphur defeats Leesville 51-27. Northside 13, Karen Crow 7. That's the second quarter score is what we have. Jennings 56, Iowa 28 as a final. Sam Houston defeats Westlake 25-21. North Vermilion 33, Bunkie 7. Lake Arthur in the second quarter defeat is leading Hanson 20-0. St. Edmund over Hamilton Christian 19-0 at the half. Sterlington defeats Washita Christian 14-13. Rayville goes down to Bastard 40-38. Buckeye defeats LaSalle 17-0. Neville over Marshall of Texas 17-8. South Beauregard 26, Iota 7. Farmerville defeats Oak Grove 30-22. Lake Franklin Parish 20. Lake Providence 6. St. Michael's defeats Hannon 44-2. Parkview Baptist 54, Church Point 0. Fourth quarter score that I have, and I probably am wrong, and it should be a final, 34-28, St. Louis over Catholic New Iberia. And Alexandria, and I did not correct the score on that. Alexandria did defeat Pineville, though, I do believe. West Monroe 35, Richwood nothing is a final. Winfield defeats Marksville 49-12. There's the corrected final. Alexandria defeats Pineville 34-14. Assumption Catholic Vanderbilt Catholic defeats Assumption 27-13. Northside 27, Karen Crow 12, and Jonesboro Hodge defeats Delhi Charter 19-8.
All right.
Those are the finals that we have so far.
Thank you, buddy. Henry, as we close, just a crazy night. I can't imagine it getting better than this, but we'll try next week.
Oh, Kenny, it really has, and it just seems like the 4A teams have just taken over, haven't they?
They have. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt.
You know, with Lutcher, Salmon, Franklinton, Belchase, Carr, Old Perry, Walker, that's a handful.
Yeah, we'll check 5A with the scramble at the top. In terms of rankings, with all the teams losing tonight, we'll see who moves in. Henry, it's been a pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Absolutely,
Want to thank Kimball as well, and Will, and Ed, and Emmanuel, and Buddy, and everybody. Now, this is Ken Trahan. Stay tuned for Friday Night Football from ABC 26, following news. God bless.
Thanks for listening to Ken Trahan's original Prep Football Report on WGSO 990 AM New Orleans, WSLA 1560 AM Slidell, KPEL 105.1 FM Lafayette, KKAY 1590 AM White Castle Baton Rouge, and KTIB 640 AM Thibodaux Homa. The original is